Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to the ESL Guild Wars 2 Pro League. My name is Munchballs and joining me once more is Daniel Jebro Littleton.
Wow.
We're ready to get into, I'll do the full intros today.
That was full on. Sam is playing for the first time this season on Car Crash in the Pro League. So this is obviously, you're not seeing Kanska on the side of Car Crash, just forgot to mention that before. But he is going to be subbing in. The Car Crash event had an active sub for a long time in Pro League now, pretty much since the start of the season. So I really like that. Whether or not they've chosen this specific lineup to face TCG, we're going to have to find out quite soon because we're going to go into the map and we are going to see the splits.
We certainly are. We'll see where these guys are going to be heading off to. Looks like maybe 2 to Waterfall to start off with for TCG, and that's going to be 3 going over to the Quarry, interestingly, from Car Crash. So only sending 2 mid to start with, and the rest will follow shortly, I would assume. But this could mean that maybe TCG get an advantage in this fight towards the middle of the map.
Yeah, Sam's just popping the portal over there towards the midpoint. Feels like they might bomb over towards the waterfall, actually. But Helseth dropping very low on the other side of the map over towards midpoint now as well. We have seen a portal activated. Let's just have a look. I don't think it wasn't Sam's because Sam's was closer to the waterfall here, but he's really trying to be picked up here. And Sam over on the waterfall as well, just doing a good job holding the point versus Rom here. Wants to keep it contested, give them the cap points and the advantage here as well. Nagnag dropping very low here. Does use his heal from the Herald, of course, and the damage comes out, which heals him back up quite high, but the conditions come out onto him as well, so they need to be very careful. Posey over towards the midpoint, trying to put some pressure up, but I think we see some nice defensive maneuvers coming out from Lord Sur, obviously removing those conditions. Denshi trying to move over towards, just holding fire over on the midpoint as well. Super low HP does come over towards mid to assist. Looks like they're just going to give that Quarry node up for now and focus over on this midpoint.
Yeah, they certainly are, but they have traded it for the Waterfall, so the Waterfall going the way of Car Crash, and the midpoint is really where the action is happening, because by the looks of things, the Quarry should be going the way of TCG as well. So now 1 side cap apiece, but Super is not feeling all too healthy. I think he's managed to pull himself a little bit away from the fight, but he is going to be chased here by Helseth. We'll be able to jump away and head towards the Quarry, though, so he should be A-OK. But over again towards the midpoint, just a bit of a skirmish going on, but no one really in too much trouble right now. We're not seeing either team really commit to this fight and search really hard for those kills. Yeah,
Nagnag dropping a little bit here and there, but he's doing okay. He's getting to supportive classes as well. It's very stalemated at the moment. Nagnag could be a potential target to go down. Does have his heal back up in 10 seconds, but obviously we've got the downstate of Denshi here. Good knockback coming out from the Herald Elite. That's a good knockback into the rest of the team, but I feel like he might get rest here. Nagnag has to be aware that the fact that he is quite low on his heal at the moment, does have Herald available, but they will take out Denshi, and that's a very positive start. Well, start, it's a minute and a half, but that's a really good start on that mid-fight to start bringing the map into their favour, because they're going to have to start doing that right now, because Waterfall has been decapped, and currently TCG do own the Quarry.
Well, it's Freylina that's in a little bit of trouble right now, kiting around this point, but should be just about okay. Heal is on cooldown, though, so if he stays in that fight for too long, could be in trouble, but looks like he's going to be able to kite around. Still 13 seconds on the heal, but he's got teammates nearby, so should be just about fine. But Helseth has been found in a 2 versus 1 and will go down towards the Quarry. So that will be going the way of Car Crash. The decap will come out over towards the Waterfall, though. Another fight is going on, and so far TCG aren't winning out on these fights. But they're doing just about okay in terms of points. They're only 10 points down at this early stage in the game. But honestly, this is a very, very close game between these two teams so far.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment as well, you know, Sam's doing a great job over there versus the Druid. Of course, you know, he can apply so many conditions, but Rom is getting hard focus here as we see other members joining over on this side of the map. We do see Nagnag trying to get the last second heal. Nagnag is trying to get over towards Rom. We see the Mesmer using, obviously, Moa as well. He jumps over towards mid, but really the focus on Rom, they need to be careful of that, because that's just a classic move that comes out on any team that Rom is on. You know, he gets hard CC'd or focused on Moed, they start to take out the guys that are trying to take him out, and he can be very tanky and mobile, and that's a very, very good tactic to use, especially if you've got Rom just on your team. Right now, Denshi in the Reaper Shroud is going to come out of that. It feels like he's going to go down any moment. He does indeed, but we are going to see the search and rescue coming out from Rom. Easy res there, of course, with the cooldown coming out.
Really good stuff coming out from Rom there to save his teammate. It's not enough to win the team fight just yet. Nagnag is incredibly low, does have his heal available though, and will be able to get himself back up to a healthy position. And all of those dots on him did just heal him fully back up again as well. So Now it's kind of difficult for TCG to pick a target. It's got to be Posey, I would assume, again, but he's way at the edge of the fight. It's so hard to get onto him, and Denshi is going to end up going down. This is the mid-fight basically won now for Car Crash. They already have the quarry as well, but we do see Rom has gone over to the quarry to get the decap, so at least they don't lose everything.
Yeah, I mean, they're losing out in these team fight situations a lot, actually. Denshi is going down. I think that's the 3rd time he's gone into downstate, maybe 4 as well. We've seen Rom being in a position to get the res. Obviously, now he's got his cooldown, he's got his search and rescue off cooldown, and he's not in a position in a potential team fight to actually use that. So actually good 1v1 over on the quarry now for the guys. The engineer's going to have some struggling points at the moment as well over there. Panic Sam struggling to get res here as well. They're really trying. No, if they go in for this too hard, they will regret it. And we've seen that in previous weeks from various teams, More Guns being one of them specifically, and Car Crash themselves. And now Posey is the next target.
I think Car Crash just needs to back away from the waterfall right now. This is not a fight that they are going to win. Posey desperately trying to get away. We'll get on Reaper Shroud, and Blackjack now going to be the target, but not the easiest man to take down. Rom does go down at the other side of the map, though, and that is going to mean that the quarry and mid will still be in favor of Car Crash. Blackjack did go down. He's going to use that Vapor Form to try and get to a teammate. Posey now being chased by Freylina, who's actually incredibly low himself. Blackjack will eventually go down. There's no way he's getting back up unless the teammate gets over there. But Frey is down as well, and they should be able to finish this one off. I don't think anyone's going to be able to get there for the res, and that is going to be 1 for...
There we go.
Oh my goodness, not even 1 for 1.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we saw the +1 coming out over on the quarry. They held successfully over in this area toward the waterfall, not letting TCG push at all, and they really did hold strong. I mean, Blackjack being downstated up the top there, we didn't see anyone from TCG really trying to get the attention, and Rom does go into downstate here. There's no one available to get the res. Feels like Car Crash should be able to get that. Posey coming back over towards the waterfall here as well, with Sam getting the decap, nipping back through, and they are all over this map at the moment. They are currently out-rotating TCG and winning most of these skirmishes and team fights.
Where is the TCG that so many know and love? I mean, we constantly praise TCG for their kind of rotational play. They play it. I mean, there's the parallel between chess, knowing all of this, and
we've got a mixture now. This is the thing. We've got an orange logo mix of TCG. What is their personality of their team? Are they tacticians? Are they the guys that are going to rotate and be map controlling? Or are they going to win the team fights? And here it really feels like there's a lot of confusion in that.
Yeah, it feels like they're just not on the same page. And right now, Car Crash are well and truly taking control of the game. 150 points ahead of their opponents right now. And TCG have their work cut out. But they've still got 8 minutes on the clock. They are by no means counted out of this game. If they can pull themselves together, they're going to be able to get back onto this first map. But Rom over towards the waterfall is all on his own, and Super is in a similar situation at the opposite side of the map. He's just going to try and escape if he can.
He should be okay there. They know not to chase him. They know he's going to be able to get through. Holding over towards the midpoint as well. Asura and Denshi are in a bit of an awkward situation. I think Asura even used Lightning Flash just to make sure he didn't get any conditions on him there as well. And actually the waterfall is so close to being capped. I mean, Posey could just nip on the node here, maybe fear Asura away, and they're going to get the cap. Pretty easy cap there as well.
Yeah.
And mid is going to be versus, currently we have
Blackjack in a 1 versus 2 actually. He's in a lot of trouble, takes a massive amount of damage.
But I think they're edging, they're moving towards a potential, thinking about getting the gate down, looking at what's going to happen here. I think they just need to keep this 2 cap at the moment, try and get the kills, because at the moment Blackjack is suffering hard in that 1v2. But Freylina again in the down state, then she's trying to put damage down, trying to put some cleave down as well, and Blackjack is going to be absolutely fine in the end.
An absolute flip turn of that fight, because Helseth has gone down, Freylina went down completely. Helseth is going to get back up over towards that quarry, but TCG are kind of just reeling from the punches that Car Crash keep on throwing at them. And Shura now all on his own at this midpoint and will go down as well. Nice search and rescue from Rom. Will pick him back up, but it may be too little too late at this point, because the midpoint looks to be just... I say 1. It's not going to be 1 just yet, but actually Rom going to be able to get over towards the waterfall. We need to see someone from Car Crash decap the quarry.
Sam's getting ready for Portal. They're all going to start moving towards waterfall if they haven't started to already. Over towards the quarry. Now TCG want to try and hold them in place to make sure they don't go for this movement over towards the Lord. Sam has got the portal up and ready, but they're going to have to go over towards the waterfall to make sure they can use it. And they still need 25 5 points before they can get the instant win, of course. Freylina is going to try and interrupt Nagnag here, down to about half HP. Freylina is on 4. He's only got about 8 seconds left until his heal, so he needs to be extremely defensive, pulling out that star 5, making sure that he's going to save himself a little bit of time. He's going to have to use that heal to steal some health from Freylina, and actually Freylina is not going to be able to take him down here. At 2 seconds till Herald, is he going to be okay?
Gets almost his hibernation off, so he should be about okay. And does get his heal off in the end. So
that's great play from Nagnag, in all honesty.
Yeah, really good stuff. Excellent kiting coming out from him. And now over towards the waterfall. I mean, we are 9 points away from Car Crash being able to go for a Lord Rush. However, they have lost the waterfall now. They don't have a single cap to push the points over with, which means actually maybe this is the opportunity for TCG to get back in the game. There's still 5 minutes on the clock there.
Oh, Nagnag goes down. He jumps right on node there as well. I mean, I feel like that was a bit of a mistake. And we are going to see the Moa coming out to Rom. That's really good play. But in the end, I think Nagnag is going to go down here as Freylina does bring out the pushback on the Elite from Herald. And that's a good kill to, like you say, start bringing it back. And they could really snowball the map in their favor now, especially with Sam. No, we see this from Car Crash a lot, where they start to get comfortable. They really get some kind of morale built. And then around 350 points, 300, we do see them often start to lose cap points. And this could be, they could really come back here and snowball this into their favor. This is a big error from Car Crash. I feel like they weren't sure what they wanted to do in terms of movement. It was like they were going to Lord or hold the map.
Exactly. They couldn't decide between them, and they kind of went half and half. And then you can't afford to do that, especially at this late stage of the game. 130 points is the difference right now. Car Crash still in the lead, waiting for Blackjack to respawn so they can win out these fights. Nagnag is currently the focus target of TCG. He's going to have to try and kite away from this one.
They've not got Can Scout as well, so in the team fights when Nagnag
goes down,
Blackjack's not there, they're going to get royally screwed over.
Oh, Car Crash getting wiped.
But panic, look, Sam is going for the, it looks like he's potentially going for the portal over towards a Lord play here, or at least at the very least trying to make sure that the team is going to be able to reposition. But this is horrible for the team at the moment.
Certainly is. He's looking to try and get the waterfall as well. He knows he's not going to be able to just get it for free, but at least he can get the decap on there. So Rom forced to come and contest for that one. But elsewhere on the map, Car Crash just can't get any control. And right now, TCG, I would say, are looking like they're in the driving seat of this map. They're only 70 points down, and they're well on their way towards a victory. But Rom is going to fall, and this could be what Car Crash need to finish this map out. Rom is just going to be absolutely obliterated. There's no way they're picking him back up. And now they're just 4 points away from a Lord Rush victory if they want to go for it. Their entire team is on that side of the map. However, the points are still ticking in for TCG. This could actually turn into a Lord Rush if TCG can get a couple of kills here.
I mean, at the moment, I mean, they still need the points, and Car Crash aren't really. They got a kill on Rom, but they need to get, you know, one more kill, and it could be on Helsef here if he's not careful. He's not really got any escape. He's got Moa, but he doesn't have continuous split, and really, that's a big risk. And hopefully for them, that Moa comes out. That's a big cooldown to not use with continuum split there as well. And I don't think in the end he's going to massively pay out. I mean, Freylina here, moving over towards the midpoint, still got the 2 cap. They're going to go for a Lord Rush, surely, at this rate. Well, this is a comeback of this. This is a really good comeback on the snowball massive.
And the quarry has just been decapped. Waterfall has been capped for Car Crash. So they're one apiece right now. Nagnag very, very low and will get knocked into downstate. Blackjack is there to try and get the res, but I don't think they're going to be able to get it. Azura finishes off the kill. And TCG at the worst possible moment for Car Crash managed to get themselves, but even with 4 people, they're still going to go for this Lord Rush. That's going to be the gate going down, and the rest of TCG are desperately trying to chase them down, desperately trying to get onto this fight. Nice slow comes out, and they're just charging towards this Lord. I think they might be able to get this one. TCG, they're on 350 points, but they're nowhere near the enemy Lord. They can't contest this. They have to defend.
Chills. That's a brilliant chill from Freylina. It slows them. That could actually save the Lord, but there's so much damage going on to him at the moment. Can I get a target? No, I can't.
It's incredibly low anyway. It's down to about a third of its HP. They're trying to heal it up. They're trying to protect it. But look at the health bars of Car Crash. They're winning out this fight. The Lord is still at just a third of his HP. And they're just desperately trying to finish him off. It looks like they're going to be able to do it. The Lord is finished. And Car Crash take the first game in this series against the Civilized Gentlemen. Well, here we go. Second game of the series is underway. Car Crash 1-0 up in TCG with it all to play for right now. They've got to get these wins on the board if they want to go go to finals, and Car Crash are well and truly looking to make the upset happen right now as the starting splits begin. An Engineer and a Druid, one for each side, going over to those side nodes, but 4 men immediately go towards the clock tower. Nagnag, though, incredibly low already, gets so close to going down right at the very start of the fight. But
yeah, they're chasing now. I mean, we saw the shout coming off, and that's good focus from Freylina and Denshi. And what I said earlier about not focusing really comes out. And they do interrupt the heal as well, potentially, as Nagnag was going to be able to use that. But he does get it off in the end. Actually, no, he still hasn't used it even. So we saw great support coming out from these guys, as I get kind of stuck in the wall there. But Blackjack doing a great job. But the thing is, he's used considerable cooldowns to help Nagnag now. And, you know, TCG know that. And
However,
they're not actually leaving members to focus. Yeah, Rom going down over on the other side.
Rom has been taken down. Freylina trying to save him, but I don't think it's going to be doable right now, and he will fall. So first casualty of the game, Car Crash taking that kill, and they get the mansion as well. It's going to be traded straight across, though, as TCG managed to take the windmill. So 1 cap apiece. TCG slightly ahead in points right now, but it's all about the clock tower as we've got a 2 versus 1. Helseth doing a fantastic job to survive this one so far, as Azura is going to enter the fray as well.
Yeah, he uses distortion just to get out there, so hopefully for him, Posey wasn't going to get the focus down. He's got no shatters left. He does have his signet, which he needs to use. Oh no, he got fully interrupted. That's great work from Nagnag using the staff, and Helseth couldn't get that off, but Rom is to the rescue with the searching, and he is going to be able to get the res there. So even though that was great work from the team of Car Crash, good interrupts, knowing that potentially that signet usage was going to come out. They get Helseth down again.
Search and rescue is not available this time, my friend.
Nice knockback, and that is Helseth gone. He is down in the gutter currently, over towards the mansion point.
Yeah, well and truly down and out on that one, but Super going to be heading over towards this windmill to look for the decap. Denshi should be able to deny this, though, and I would have thought Denshi might be able to finish him off on that one. He's going to be able to heal himself up a little bit. Yeah, should just be able to kite around, to be honest, but that's going to be interesting to see. All this time as well, TCG is stacking up points from that windmill, so this is important that he can just keep him in that 1 versus 1. But Freylina goes down towards the middle point. That could be the clock tower 1 now for Car Crash, which is a massive point to have on your side.
Coming out here as well between Sam and also Blackjack. Super does go down in the end over towards the other side of the map. It's a horrible place for him to be in versus Denshi there, but, you know, I mean, we knew that was going to happen probably, and he can only line a sight for so long around a tiny little heart. Peeks his head round, and, you know, you can get the marks off around the corners and stuff as well, so Super was always going to be caught. The thing is, I think Car Crash handled it okay to a degree because they've been able to hold the rest of the map and keep the mid. But Posey is going to drop here by the looks of things as he gets mowed as well, and Freylina will be able to get the confirmed down. As we see the other members just distancing themselves from each other, there's a little bit of a gap here where Blackjack, they weren't in a position to actually assist or support each other there very well. So I think they just got split up, unfortunately, for themselves. And Super's coming over towards this side of the map as well.
They certainly are. So TCG with the man advantage right now and 30 points ahead on the board. Each team with a cap apiece as the mansion still being battled over. But the clock tower looks to be the next point of contention, maybe. Although 2 versus 2 over towards the mansion. They can be battling away for this one. Denshi seems to be the target right now. He's in that Reaper Shroud, though, so he's got plenty of HP to work with. The coffees are starting to stack, though.
This is going to be a fairly stale fight, to be honest. So just the 2 elements of this
Nagnag goes down.
Well. Yeah, Nagnag going down over on the midpoint as well. Is anyone in place to rescue him? Not indeed. And Panic Sam now as well. He's going to go back potentially to think about just pulling back with Posey here, regrouping, moving back over towards mid. The other thing is we've got this 2v2 over here, but we're going to see the plus coming out from Freylina, which means we could see a potential amount of damage coming out from this team. The point is contested, but Car Crash are being really pulled into this to make sure they keep it, but in the end, they do have to step off no to make sure they actually do survive this fight. Luckily for Blackjack, they do in the end. We are going to see the portal play coming out from the guys just there as we move over toward mid with the decap happening. That's a good job from Panic Sam there, really responding well, and Rom is going to go into the downstage.
Oh, so close.
Almost.
He's going to be able to get away with that one, has his heal available, and will be able to survive, gets into that Celestial Avatar as well. So Rom is going to be just about okay, but they're still channeling onto him. They're not letting him get away without a fight right now.
They've got to be careful, though, because that's almost a classic story.
Nagnag goes down as well.
Exactly. Over on the other side of the map, we do have...
that's the Revenant 1v1 as well. Freylina wins it out.
Yeah, but Panic Sam, whereabouts
Rom was finished off towards mid, so that's going to be 1 kill apiece, but it is going to be the windmill going the way of TCG, which means they have both side nodes now, right? So Carcrash have to win that mid fight, but it doesn't look like they are, to be quite honest.
Yeah, but Denshi's going to go down here, and there's no one in range to try and help him. Rom's got search and rescue, but he's obviously respawning back into the map. And now Helsif does get the down onto Panic Sam. There are just people are trying to break off from the fights, and no one is allowing it at the moment. And TCG do have the 2 side nodes. It feels like the breakaway is good for TCG, and Freylin are actually trying to come over towards Nagnag, get the surprise attack there as he goes for the decap. And again, this is going to be an important 1v1 between these 2 guys. Are we going to see a little bit of a cheeky +1 from Helsif? I mean, really, this is the only place he can go at the moment. He can't go to mid because we do have 3 members of Carcrash currently there. They're being slow in the movement, but Sam coming out over towards this side of the map as well. We're going to see this be fairly even, but Nagnag is so low. Panic Sam brings out Distortion, which protects Nagnag for a little bit of time, but that's not going to last too long, and we are going to see a heal as well. Are they going to be able to survive this fight? This is a really important 2v2 on this side of the map. Freylina is dropping quite low as well, but he pulls out his Herald heal. Conditions are mounting up though, and he's going to be absolutely wrecked here if he doesn't get out of the point. Helsif is mowed as well, which means they can bring the focus, but Asura is here to bring support and survival to the team, and that's really good survival and good movement from Asura as well.
Yeah, really, really good team play coming out from TCG, and they're going to be able to survive that fight in the end. Fantastic stuff, and a really good crystalline hibernation at the last second from Freylina, but Denshi now getting into Reaper Shroud seems to be the target in this fight. He's desperately trying to escape, but Posey on the other side, it's all about the Necros right now, and he will go down into downstate, and it looks like they will be able to quite easily finish him off. The Condis stack up like no tomorrow. Blackjack looking for the decap though. I thought he was going to be able to get away with that one.
That would have been cheeky. Yeah, Blackjack moves back through the portal towards midpoint, and they know that they're doing really good in terms of retreating and knowing when they are not going to be able to win a point. Now they're going to fast move over towards this mansion point and try and take out Rom as soon as possible. Super sets it up potentially with the slick shoes as well. Rom is going to use the staff to get out, knowing that he doesn't want to die at this point in the map. Denshi is low HP over towards the midpoint as well, and maybe they could pull out a cheeky Dika. No, it's not going to happen at all. He's actually going to go down here, and now we can see that Carcrash can now plus up in different locations. This is really good actually over here. Posey keeping Asura in this 1v1.
Yeah, for sure. And this is like finally a good thing happening for Carcrash, because so far TCG have been well ahead in this map.
Super's going to go down maybe. No, he's got his heal back up as well, so it's going to be absolutely fine. Sorry, carry on. Interrupted there.
The battle continues at the mansion, but actually decaps across the board right now, but Carcrash looking to get the windmill. In the meantime though, Helseth is over at the clock tile getting that cap, so they're basically just trading points right now.
Yeah, but I think TCG, are we going to see the cap before? No, it's going to be pretty much equal actually. But they need to, they can't fort this at the moment, and Nagnag could go down. Yeah, if Freylina
keeps on winning this 1 versus 1 over and over again. Nagnag is just not having a good time of it. Freylina looking to try and finish off that kill, but I don't think it's going to happen now that Nagnag's friends have all arrived, and it's turned into pretty much a 3v3 as far as I can tell, but he is going to go down. Rob finishes him off, and now they should be able to finish off a stomp. I don't think anyone's going to be getting near to res him, and Super actually might have put himself in a tricky situation as well. Freylina just jumped straight up to mid.
Yeah, but Denshi over towards this side of the map mansion, he's going to be ganged up on. But
Rom!
Just in the right place.
This is what you were saying before the game as well. That search and rescue is so powerful on this map.
They're not dealing with it, man, at all at the moment. They're not doing too good of a job with that, unfortunately, because if they killed Denshi right there, they could have snowballed the map into their favor potentially. Although they're not over on the midpoint, they're on mansion. They could have at least kept that. But all points are contested currently, but Freylina going down over towards mid isn't great for TCG, but it's not the end of the world because they do currently have a cap point, of course. Helseth is going to have to make a choice here. Does he go towards mid, or does he defend over on the windmill? He's going to have to defend because Super is going to advance over towards this side of the map. We've still got 1v1 now. Blackjack versus Denshi. This is not too good for Carcrash actually, because again we saw when Blackjack wasn't in the fights. Okay, we've got Sam with distortion and whatnot, and we've got Posey with a little bit of Condi removed for the team, but you know, it could prove difficult for them if they get into a team fight situation.
Really good. The +1 as well coming out from TCG, and Blackjack is just going to have to retreat if he can. I don't know if they're going to let him get away with it. It looks like they will, as Posey going to arrive and turn this into a 2 versus 2 for the mansion. But Posey, as he arrives, is just going to get wiped out immediately. Blackjack looking for the res, and actually is going to be able to get that one off. So picks his teammate up almost immediately, but they're still not exactly healthy right now in this 2 versus 2. And Rom actually elsewhere has gone down towards the midpoint, and maybe this is the way back in for Car Crash if they can survive that 2v2 on Mansion.
Yeah, they need to get Asura down quickly here, and like you say, they need to survive her on the Mansion. But actually, we are going to see a +1 as well, and possible kill down onto Freylina, and this could be a really good time for them to come back.
Nag is going to be so satisfied with that kill as well after losing 2 1v1s to Freylina this game. That is going to be another kill coming on now.
Such a risk. Oh no! He used it and he already went down, so that's a big cooldown already. That's really important. Actually,
that would have been so clutch.
That would have been it would have been fairly clutch, yeah, coming out of respawn, I suppose. But the thing is, now there is still the cap over on that windmill, so they need to think about this. The thing is, TCG at the moment, they are able to sustain the map in their favor to a degree. Then she does go down over, of course, on the Mansion, and now we see the Car Crash hauling butt over towards the mid to try and make something of this, but also thinking about potential cross as Nagnag goes over towards this side of the map. Super needs assistance as soon as possible. Proc comes out from his Elixir S, which is going to protect him from a moment. Doesn't have any stuff, but does have his heal, and he does have that gyro. But we are going to see a Moa coming out. That's very important, but I don't think he's going to be able to. He's still
just stands and caps the point anyway.
Yeah.
So I can do this as a bird. That's not a problem.
I think he's just focusing more on survival at the moment because they've still got the 150 points, and at this point of the game, they don't want to lose people.
Let's bear in mind, there are 4 minutes remaining. TCG, all they have to do is hold it together and just equal Car Crash, and they are going to take this second map. Nagnag is going to be the target right now as he's desperately trying to get towards his midpoint, but the Condis are ticking. He should be okay. And actually, standing still so the Torment doesn't tick as well. I like that play coming out from him, and he's going to be able to get back into the fight shortly once he's regened a little bit.
This is horrible for Super. He needs assistance. He's got double Condi on him, but we are going to see Helseth moving away. Then she should be able to pick up this kill quite easily, although Super is going to hold it for a little bit of time. Yeah, he needs to, as soon as he comes out, he needs to CC him as much as possible. He should be able to slick shoes him up quite well as well. Obviously, Windmill still ticking away with a lead of about 120 points at the moment, but really now Car Crash need this second cap. But if they lose Super, which is indeed what has happened, they've left him in that matchup, which is just horrible for the Engineer, to be honest. Still, I mean, he can survive for a while, but Condi removed, the amount of application from the Necro is just ridiculous there, and they will be able to pull out the Mansion cap as well as possibly the mine as well, and sorry, the windmill as well. And really, this is probably game end.
Yeah.
And we will be going to a third match at the moment, unless they're able to really pull it out of the bag right now. And that's a Moa coming out into Denshi, which could be the start of a potential comeback, especially because they want to keep the nodes. And no, Denshi gets healed up as well, very well from Asura.
Honestly, Car Crash needed a miracle right now to pull themselves back in the game. And look at the fight, look at their HP right now. Nagnag is going to go into the downstate, and I don't think he's getting back up because anyone that gets near him is just going to be treated the exact same. He's going to be wiped out, and now just 45 points are going to be between TCG and taking this second map, and Car Crash still just on 300. The 2 cap is there for TCG. They're looking for the 3 as Helseth is on the clock tower right now. There's nothing Super can do to Rom right now either, and that is going to be a 3 cap coming out for TCG, and that means that we are going to be moving into a 3rd map on this series. Just waiting for the last couple of points to tick on through, but there's nothing that Car Crash can do to change the score of this last game now, and that is going to be a convincing victory, honestly, for TCG on that second map, considering how in control Car Crash were for the first map.
Yeah, we're going to go to a 3rd game of this series, the final game between Car Crash on the red team, TCG on the blue, and really, TCG, they do need to win this. There's a lot of pressure on these guys to win this game, because if they don't, that could potentially throw away the chance of going towards, the finals.
It certainly could, and I mean, right now they are tied with Vermilion and Purple Noise in the scoreboard, so they have to get these wins. They can't afford to fall behind the competition right now. And let's take a look as the teams are going to split across the map, and this is what we see every game, some kind of fights around the middle of the map, not necessarily on node, trying to work out where the opponents are going to be going so that they can match it and so that they can find good fights for themselves. But it is going to be a side cap apiece so far, and neither team really wanted to commit to any of these fights just yet, but Nagnag has now been found out.
Yeah, he needs to be very careful here, especially because he's teaming up with Super, so Super's going to die, actually, over on this side of the map if he's not very careful. He tries to put slick shoes down. Actually, Freylina goes into that, and that saves his life as well. And that's staff damage. You can see how painful that is. Now, Posey over towards the east side of the map versus Denshi as well. And Denshi showing Posey, that he can also play Necro very well. Posey's main class for many years. Of course, Denshi, a very capable and quality multi-classer, of course, picking picking up his classes extremely well. Denshi now moving over towards this midpoint after that encounter with Posey. Posey actually going to go over towards the altar now as well. And TCG do have control of one cap at the moment. But he is still fairly stalemated. It feels like we're going to see a spike on Super actually in the near future, but he's very much on the offensive on Frey, to be honest.
Certainly is. They're trying to get onto Frey, who's going to be able to use that Crystalline Hibernation, but the Condis are stacking up, and actually Frey could be in a little bit of trouble. Rom is going to be there, though, so would be relatively safe. Actually, I say that gets incredibly low, and looks like might just try and escape this one. Super trying to finish him off.
I mean, the idea and the point maybe that Frey was moving over towards the bridge there was just in case he did go down, Rom could stay on the bridge and like Freylina could just move down and die there, and then he could just res him up, and then potentially Car Crash may have actually lost out there. But I think maybe that was the thinking of it, and maybe just to get out of the damage as well, as Lord Asuri can say, does try and pop off the Comet there as well. Over on towards the temple, we do of course have Car Crash with that cap in their favor, and I'm spending a lot of time looking at Freylina at the moment because all the focus was on him, and now the focus is back onto Super, and he gets Elixir S proc there as well. He's going to be invulnerable, but he doesn't have any cooldowns left other than the Stealth Gyro, which he will use now. He's going to pull off his block as well, and he needs to just bail out of this fight for a moment. He will do, indeed.
He's going down.
Yes, indeed, he will go down. And we're going to see no rescue at all. It doesn't look like at all from these members, unfortunately for them.
That is the altar won then by TCG, so now they're the ones in charge of the game, but over towards the other side of the map, it's going to be Panic Sam in a whole lot of trouble. He's going to be panicking for real right now as Helseth looks to finish off this kill. Panic Sam just doing his very best to kind of baffle Helseth as long as he can. Nagnag looking for the res, but it's not going to happen in the end, and Helseth should be able to finish that one off. So again, TCG winning out these fights all in all, and that is going to be a 2-cap across the two sides. Denshi, though, does go down towards the middle of the map. Rom, again, with the search and rescue, saves his teammate, and now it's going to be a massive man advantage for TCG towards the middle of the map.
Now they need to really take advantage of the fact that he's not got search and rescue, so keep the focus on Denshi, which is exactly what they're doing, and that's a good move. He's not got Reaper Shroud, still got 4 or 5 seconds left until he can get back into that, and they are going to try and get the focus up onto him. He's not got an interrupt as well. He does have the Warhorn, but he's got Reaper Shroud back up at 2k, but as soon as he comes out, he's going to go into the downstate indeed. Super on the other side of the map is matching up versus Freylina here. We've got the stillness coming out from Helseth, and now Car Crash trying to bounce off that kill over towards midpoint and get something out, but Super again in a, a difficult matchup for himself. He is going to try and get the heal. Frey does try to interrupt nicely there with the staff, and Super didn't get anything out of that and is going to go down. That's great play there from Freylina, and we can see Lord Asura doesn't even need to bother going over there because Freylina's fine. And now with the downstate of Panic Sam as well, TCG rocking it into the map with the 4-cap, coming out with stillness for a while. That ends, and now the rest of the game continues.
Yeah, TCG are so far ahead in this game. They've got the 2-cap, they've got stillness on top of it, so they are just racking up the points right now. They can even head towards this midpoint to maybe try and push the lead even further. And honestly, where is the Car Crash from game 1 that we were seeing? They looked so good in these team fights. It's a similar kind of setup to what we had in the first map, but they're just not finding the same fights. They're just not finding the victories that they were. And TCG just seemed to have...
They're pushing the third point.
I feel like maybe they were necking some energy drinks between the first and second map, because right now they have woken up. I say that, though. Helseth is in a whole lot of trouble. He's got no heal, and he will be dropped into downstate.
They're being very greedy here, actually, Joe. I think it might not pay off for them, but the thing is, they're pulling them into a massive fight. Yeah, I mean, but they put Panic Sam back down. The thing is, as soon as they started to split away a little bit there, you actually saw people starting to come back up. But Helseth is still very low, and the focus is still on him. And this is still not over, because this is Temple and we've still got Tranquility, but with Sam down and out and waiting to spawn back in, Nagnag not looking too healthy either here as well, having used his Herald heal, going down especially. Blacktrack's going to try and get the res, but it shouldn't happen here. Although Posey comes in, is he going to be able to assist with this? He
gets him up.
But nice knockback comes out from Freylina as well. Bit late, unfortunately, but it is going to interrupt their survivability for a moment, potentially for them to bring some damage out on this map. Now, Super going versus Rom on the other side of the map is going to keep the map in favor, but we've seen Flip coming out, and Sam is going to go for this 1v1 versus Helseth.
And now it's a 2-cap in favor of Car Crash. All Car Crash need to do is just hold these points as they are, and they are going to catch up right now. And we see actually a +1 coming out here for TCG over towards the altar, and that means Super just has to bail on out of here. Rom is going to be chasing him to the ends of the earth as Freylina desperately trying to escape from the 2 versus 1 that's happening towards the midpoint. The gate's still ticking in points right now for Car Crash. They're still 100 points down on TCG. So TCG still with a lead right now, but the altar is going to be picked up by Denshi over towards that side of the map. So now it's going to be all about these skirmishes and where Car Crash choose to fight.
It's going to be about tranquility in about 5 seconds. I can add that to your. It was about it just in that moment of time, but right now, and actually, Asura is going down. No, Rom is going to come down. I don't know if I like the Elementalist going down there. Super dropped over towards the mid, and they don't want to get into bigger. They don't want to go for a 3v3 because Car Crash are going to lose that, especially if we've got support coming out from the guys. Now, this is where it really benefits TCG as well. They can leave Rom down there. He's supportive. He can heal himself. Blackjack ain't going to kill him. He's not going to be able to kill him, so they're not going to be able to get Tranquility, and they've got their supportive character out of the map. Their big supportive character as well. But the thing is, now maybe Car Crash can just focus on getting those kills, and if they're not able to, they're going to have a lot of difficulty in rolling this map into their favor. With obvious fought there. We are going to see Stillness will be picked up by Super. No one is in range there. But
what does it matter when you don't have a cap anywhere? It's not going to really achieve anything. Blackjack again towards the Tranquility, but it's not going to be enough. Posey has gone down as well, and this is very, I say slowly but surely, pretty quickly, honestly, it's looking to go in favor of TCG. They've still got that midpoint. They're looking for the temple as well.
Look how patient this is. Like, no one's really focusing on damage or killing other than Super, who's potentially going to go down the other side of the map. But you just saw there for about 10-20 seconds people repositioning rather than going for kills and deaths. Like we've got over on the other side of the map, Super trying to get the cap, use anything from Stillness, but that's not going to happen now. Obviously that was capped a while ago. Helsef is going to be mowed here on the other side of the map, and at present this is a TCG game other than the fact that Helsef has gone down. But the thing is, now they need to think about what they're going to do in terms of this midpoint, which is still capped, and it's still rocking them a little bit of a lead here, and it's just slow and careful. And actually Denshi comes down towards the bottom side of the map as well to think about going for this Tranquility, but he's just pushing away Nag there. I don't think he's going to be able to get the decap at mid, because we are going to see obviously Freylina over on this point. Can they pick up a quick kill though?
They're looking to try and achieve that, and Freylina is going to be able to survive for a little bit on that one.
But making much of this fact that they're in a 5v4 right now.
Yeah, well, Azura is going to go down. So Freylina with a beautiful knockback. So close to...
Who's going to get this, though? This is a really, really really kill here as well. They need to
Super's going to go down as well. Super is so low on this one, trying to save him, but he's not going to be able to get Nag up. Azura survives regardless, and that is going to be 2 kills going the way of TCG. Beautiful play by Freylina to secure that fight. That was, honestly, Freylina just single-handedly won that fight for his team, and now towards the bottom of the map, again, we're just seeing complete stalemate coming out.
Freylina is one of the best players in Guild Wars 2, without a doubt. Just not only just because of his mechanical, play and his thinking. He's just moving around the map as well, and like talking in team speak and all these different things are so important. We've got a lead of 140. It's still possible. We do see that Stillness comes back up as well, but we are going to see the Revenant on the blue team going for the cap there. Denshi downstated over towards the midpoint as well with the decap. Could mean they could potentially pick that up, and Nag does come over towards the mid where Stillness is currently spawned, gets his heal off. So Nag obviously, that Freylina's not going for it. He's not going for the attack on him. His heal's not going to be used there, unfortunately, as well. And now Nagnak has to choose to move away rather than staying for the fight, losing Stillness as well. So that's a good decision, because now Nagnak can potentially 1+ over on the bottom to flip the map into their favor.
Yeah, absolutely. And Freylina again just showing mechanical prowess right there, winning out that 1 versus 1, and that is going to secure them Stillness. But they don't have a point right now to use it with. So Helseth looking for the decap over towards the temple. Super doing a fantastic job to last as long as possible, but will go down eventually. Nag towards this midpoint, still incredibly low from the fight versus Freylina, and will be dropping in just a second. I say that actually manages to get the heal off, so will be surviving and clinging to the earth for just a little bit longer as they try and get out to Denshi.
they didn't damage him too hard there, so that was really, really good play. Moa comes out onto, oh, is he going to go down here? He could potentially go down as Denshi comes out of Moa, but he's going to go into full down stay here. We see a portal play coming out as well, and this is where the potential comeback is going to come back here. Stillness has been taken, was taken, sorry, by TCG, obviously, but now over towards the bottom point. Still, we've got Blackjack down there, but he's doing okay. Helsef comes back through the portal to save the only cap that they currently have. Should be okay in that matchup, actually, as we go over towards Sam, and they want to try and pick up the kill versus Freylina here. They do have the 2 cap in their favor. We have, in about 1 minute and 15 seconds, got the last caps coming up on Tranquility with Stillness as well. But the thing is, there's still this 1v1 on the Tranquility currently happening as well.
Yeah. All Car Crash needs to do right now is just hold on. Freylina goes down, and actually Car Crash might be able to pull themselves back into this map. They have control right now, but they need to get towards the gate because it's a 2 versus 1. But the respawns are going the reinforcements, are going to come in. Nagnag has arrived. He's looking to try and get into this fight. Needs to use his heal immediately because he's so close to going down, but will be able to survive in the end. And more and more members from both teams going to be jumping on into this skirmish, but it's only a 50-point difference right now, and this really could be anyone's game. But Nagnag so close. Denshi as well, though, is going to go into downstate, and if they can finish off Denshi, this is going to be massive. Posey finishes him off, and it's going to be able to just roll away from that one. So long as Posey survives, this is fantastic for Car Crash.
I told you, man, there's a potential for a big upset here, and this is about the time where Car Crash could possibly start to throw it away. They've done it in the past, but they haven't fallen apart, and Frey does go down here. With Posey very, very low, he should be absolutely fine. There's no one coming in for the plus there. Helsef should get the decap over on this side of the map as well, which will save them a little bit of their lead. Now, we have got 1 cap apiece, and it's very important as now Stillness comes back up, and this could be the thing that really makes the difference between these 2 teams. If Panic Sam goes down here, we're going to have issues, but Denshi goes down as well. Oh no, Panic Sam didn't go down, sorry, he went just to about 1
He must be on like 1 HP right there.
Someone needs to pick up Sam and go for the kill there because they need to even this up. This is a horrible time to lose Denshi in this map. This is a disastrous time. But the thing is, they pick up the 2 side nodes, and that's a really good area of control here to keep up. But are they going to go for the kill on Freylina? And Nagnag tries to pick it up, unfortunately isn't going to be able to, and is going to go for the D+1 over on the Yorsa.
They have to win these side nodes right now. Car Crash cannot afford to just stay in these team fights without fighting for the side nodes. Another Stillness comes through for TCG, and with 2 caps, Car Crash are running out of time unless they get a decap right this second. They are going to lose out. 2 more seconds are going to be enough for TCG to just edge the victory right there. Car Crash just 50 points away. If I was a bookie even, I would definitely give the odds in favor of Vermilion, but we'll have to wait and see what Purple Noise are going to be able to bring to the table as the game is going to be underway, and we'll see who's going to be able to take the lead in the Legacy of the Faux Fire.
Yeah, Frostball going to opt for Far versus Cold Summers here. And this is, the Ranger is really going to be one of the things that Familia are going to have to think about and deal with. But having one themselves, obviously, is going to be, is going to help them out. As we see Viper running away with that Seception. He's going to get hard focused here, but he's going to move back out and actually do okay. Using his sword to evade damage there, not really thinking about the actual damage he's trying to get. Now he tries to get some control, pulling out the staff and actually using his elite there as well. Cole actually having a lot of issues on the other side of the map as Badaka just trying to distance himself, put himself upstairs, maybe do some damage over on the side here, but now needs to move back with the rest of his team towards Triffin. He was quite high on HP as well and felt like maybe he could have been a little bit more involved in the fight to take Triffin down, but actually I think like he's chosen very well. We are going to see Shout coming out as well. Are we going to see RG potentially go for the hill? Nice knock. A Viper is so good in these fight situations, and Badaka down as well over on this side of the map is going to mean that Purple Noise could potentially lose this cap here. What are they going to do? Are they going to stay? They need to leave this point right now.
Looks like Viper is bailing straight away, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get away with it, to be quite honest. I think he might just be going down anyway. Carver incredibly low, and we'll just have to back away. Triffin should be able to finish off the cap over towards the quarry, and that is going to be the first cap of the game, going the way of Vermilion. Purple Noise doing an excellent job in that fight, but they do lose out eventually. And that's the first cap finally going the way of this red team. And now it looks like everybody heading towards this midpoint, as we could have a pretty significant team fight about to happen. Trivian going to be chasing onto Viper, looking for that Revenant 1v1. But Frostball over towards the waterfall. Not having a great time versus Cole, but he's got some reinforcements coming in.
Oh, Viper's coming in. He should be able to get... No, Cole Summit is going to go down here. Is Viper going to come in for the save, or is he going to actually leave the cap? It's in their favor. But
nice play by Frostball there. As he's like porting around, Frostball takes him to the low ground, so Cole Summers can be finished off, and he can't get back up and get an interrupt. So really, really nice dodge away from Frostball.
Badaka coming over towards this quarry node as well. Things still fairly even, but the kills coming out for Vermilion at the moment. Purple Noise able to sustain themselves on the map, but now it feels like the potential is to actually start to snowball this map into their favor, as Snowball is the current focus of attention. But, you know, still not winning significant fights for that to occur. And actually, Curve could potentially drop here. Load has all his cooldowns is absolutely fine at the moment. 4 or 5 seconds until Reaper Shroud comes out. He's not going to go down whatsoever. In fact, we've got other members now, as Honey is dropping quite low over towards the midpoint. RG on point there, as well as Viper coming in. And actually, this should be okay for Purple Noise to a degree, because now Viper can be really offensive with the support of Honey coming in as well. But the thing is, Badaka's gone down elsewhere, and now they're going to be outnumbered in mid if they had any advantage in the first place anyway. Cole Summers on the other side of the map goes up versus Frostball, can easily decap the point, of course, which is the benefit of that 1v1 that he does have, even on the waterfall.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is going to be the quarry going the way of Vermilion. However, RG isn't feeling all too healthy over towards this midpoint. Well, I'm going to see Snowball get in there, and look at that, immediately tops him straight up back to full HP as Viper heads back towards Honey to try and save his Elementalist right there.
Viper made a good decision to move back towards the south point of the map there as well. Honey's going to be kept mid, and the Ellies aren't able to get in these team fight supportive situations. And this is the thing with Cole Summer in this 1v1, you know, he was able to win the point out in the end, but the plus comes out as well from Curve. And now there's no assistance for Cole, because I feel like they're just going to use him. Carver does come over in the end, but it's not too late at all. Actually, Carver opting to disappear out of the point and maybe try and stifle Snowball from coming over to this side of the map as we go over towards the midpoint as well. And Honey is in a 1v2 situation at the moment as well. We see the dip in from the Necro as well, as Viper going versus RG here, but Cole does obviously go down in the end, and they're not able to just stay up in these fights. There's only the waterfall that's really switching quite hard here. It just feels like this is slowly but surely.
This feels like a Season 1 game so far. With the amount of neutral caps that we've had for so long, neither team is able to really put one of these caps on the board for any length of time. We're 5 minutes into the game, and there's only a 40-50 point difference between these two teams. Finally, a cap lands again for Vermilion, but it looks like it's just going to be decapped again by Carver as he heads towards the waterfall. So should immediately get denied once more unless a portal comes out from Frostball. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, it does actually happen in the end.
I mean, Vermilion aren't being massively aggressive here. They're literally... I mean, this is kind of just the cycle of what's going on. They get a kill elsewhere on the map, they plus up on Waterfall, and then they go back into the map. Like, this is literally what's happening. Not much else is really going on right now. But now Carver is in this 1v1 situation on the other side of the map. So we are going to see, actually, Frostball, you know, he's going to be able to deal with this fine. They're going to keep the cap, and now the difference is that they've got the 2 side nodes, and mid is still being fought over, and Honey can't get in the situation to support her team whatsoever.
No, she certainly can't, but over towards that midpoint, there is only one player there, Snowball, going to be holding on out against 2 at the graveyard, but seems to be doing just about fine in that situation. And actually, Viper is going to be the focus target as we head towards the quarry, but here we go. Snowball has arrived at the midpoint as well, so it's going to be 2 versus 2.
Frostball's and actually, quite low.
I wasn't sure if Curve was going to just leave there. Frostball, sorry, it was...
Carver's doing extremely... Carver is doing good in this 1v1 right now. I mean, Frostball has a lot of conditions that come out onto Carver, but the thing is, when Carver starts to lose his cooldowns, he's really going to feel the condition damage, and he's got no heal for another 10 seconds. He's got Elixir gun out, but he has to just dissipate from this fight here. But elsewhere, RG is dropped very low. Elixir S-Proc comes out as well, but the thing is, it had the 2 cap for a considerable amount of time, minute or so there as well. And once he gets his heals back, he's back up to full HP. Carver doesn't have his heals still, has the 5th skill on the Elixir, but that's not enough in the end, and the Mesmer does win out in that fight.
Certainly does, and that is going to be the waterfall secured. However, the decap did come out over towards the quarry. That was Cole Summer who managed to grab that one in the end against RG. As you said, RG was not having a great time of it. Nice Slick Shoes is going to lock Cole Summer down, though, but I don't think it's going to be able to secure any kind of kill. That 1v1 I would expect to go on for a substantial amount of time at this point. Badaka over towards the midpoint, however, will not be going on for a substantial amount of time. Honey as well in the downstate, and this is looking like a one fight towards this midpoint. Viper doing his best to just keep it neutral as much as he can. Honey use that Vapor Form to get on further into the midpoint. Just keep it neutral as long as physically possible, but it's not going to happen for all that long anymore. RG gets the decap over towards the quarry, and it's looking like a 2-cap coming out for Vermilion. They're really starting to just take control of this map.
Yeah, I mean, Purple Noise, now they're really in an awkward situation, you know. They're having issues in terms of movement and where they're placing, and now maybe we want to see them get into a big team fight, because the actual skirmishes on the sides and the mid, and like the free cap game, is not working for these guys. They need to, you know, they need to pick up a big team fight situation and see if they can flip it into their favor in terms of that. But the thing is, Vermilion's team fighting is also a lot stronger than theirs as well. Cole's trying to get the decap over on the side, but he knocks RG right into the barrier there, unfortunately, and that's a big cooldown, which does get used, of course, as well.
It certainly does.
It's a very chilled out game.
It is, isn't it? It's kind of just sitting back, like having a couple of duels. Badaka, however, not having as much of a chilled time. Viper there to try and save him, but he's not going to be able to commit, and actually gets locked up as well. Viper may well go down. Does get his heal off, but not much damage comes out while that's ticking away, and he will be dropped into downstate. So him and Badaka both will drop. Cole Summers is not long for this world either, as he's desperately trying to kite. The heal comes available. Is he going to be able to finish it? Yes, does get the channel off, but he's still only half HP, so he's still not in the greatest of spots, but Honey has arrived, so going to be able to heal him back up, and they are both going to be able to survive the fight. But all this time, the 2-cap is ticking away, and just look at the scoreboard, 308 to 25. Vermilion showing us how you take a one-sided game on Legacy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they started to snowball that map, of course. They had the free cap. D-cap comes out and quarry, but they've still got control over here. And they've just got the two supportive players. They're not going to get the kill here at all, and Carver over towards the mid tries to get a cheeky decap. They're not giving up. They still need to work out their matchups here as well. But I think they, you know, no matter what matchup they're going to go into, it feels like Vermilion are just going to have an answer to this. And currently they're struggling to move around the map as well as getting any kills. I mean, have we seen anyone die yet?
I think we've seen
like a couple, like maybe a couple of deaths.
On the side of Vermilion, I'm not sure if we actually have. On
I don't think so.
On the side of Purple Noise,
on Purple Noise, yeah, obviously we've seen a few deaths coming out. But Vermilion, I think maybe one kill maximum.
Maybe like.
This is calm and collected.
Maybe Frostball died at Waterfall once.
Yeah. But it's the game feels like it's gone on for so long now. It was an age ago, and since he has actually gone down. But the problem is that, you know, Purple Noise not able to pull anything out of this game as well, and you know, Cole was able to get the decap over on the waterfall a couple of times, but in the end of the day, you know, they just shifted him over towards the other side of the map. I feel like they could have just generated a team fight situation at some point to see how well they actually manage in that versus these guys, especially when going on to the second map.
Yeah, honestly, right now, Vermilion making this victory look easy, and they're even heading towards the Lord just to finish things off in style. They're going to be able to batter that gate down, and I really don't think there's going to be any answer whatsoever coming out from Purple Noise to deny this one. They do have Viper hanging around, but he's just not even going to commit to trying to take that one.
Practicing his jumping skills right there.
Yeah, unfortunately, he does fall off the ledge anyway.
Honey wants to try and power.
Rub salt in the wounds, but Honey going to go for the solo defense, but I don't think it's quite going to be enough, as the Blue Lord actually maintaining HP. Honey doing a good job of healing up right now. But it's only going to be lasting for a little while longer, as there are plenty of people to finish that big guy off, and the Vermilion will finish the game on 606 points. A convincing victory.
If your morale is down, you can still easily lose a series against a team like Purple Noise, who especially are coming up and looking to make a name for themselves.
I think Purple Noise this season are kind of that same factor that we've just been talking about with Car Crashed, in that this is a team that you can't just underestimate anymore. They are looking to make a name for themselves, and they are looking to get themselves on the board. But here we go with, look at this push coming out from Purple Noise as they get towards the windmill. Honey all alone at the clock tower, though. I'm not sure how great of an idea this is, because if Honey goes down, this is going to be the midpoint just taken basically for free.
They've gone again for they've gone for a little bit more of a fight over towards the mid, maybe thinking about going for a 3v3, but Viper just kept absolutely annihilated.
That is the power of a Revenant right there. Triffin just blows him completely up.
Yeah, Precision Strike coming in there as well as... Oh my God, absolutely wrecked over there on the windmill. There's nothing really else to say there, to be honest. And over here on the other side of the map, Cole should be able to get a bit of a cap here in a moment, but the thing is Curve is coming up. Carver is trailing down from behind as well. Curve's still quite high HP. Cole does just dissipate off the node for a little bit. Feels like he needs to get a little bit closer to Carver though here, because he really needs some kind of support, and he's got a lot of conditions on him as well at the moment. Does get his heal up, of course, and now Cole does come in with Celestial Avatar form to give him a little bit of HP, and 2-cap comes out for Vermilion, and we start to see the map roll into Vermilion's favour. Carver drops down to low HP here as well, pulls out the heal. They do lose the point over towards the windmill though, although they do commit 2 members to that there.
Yeah, they do indeed, and maybe that means that elsewhere on the map Vermilion should be able to win out some fights. RG going to be able to get back onto that windmill though and continue to battle on as the 2v2 continues towards the mansion. Not really going anywhere, to be quite honest.
It's an okay 1v1. It's 1v1. It's an okay 2v2, but the thing is they've lost Honey over towards the midpoint, so you know that's going to be an issue. Did we see a potential
res? Was looking for the res.
I
think he's going to find it though.
I think we had a little bit of miscommunication maybe, but as well we did have a lot of pressure coming out from Triffin, and you know, give him an inch and he'll take you for a mile, because you know we saw that kill over towards the windmill.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Honey going down in the end as well, and still you know Purple Noise struggling to find the matchups on this map, and again going for 3-point contestion is just not working for them. They need to think about how they're going to move around the map. I really feel like they just need to push a team fight and see how that goes for themselves, and just, you know, use maybe even the Druid in that situation as well, and maybe have Carver in the 1v1 over on the mansion and whatnot as well, because he can prove that he can hold it for a while. Yeah, but I don't know about this 3-point focus. They're going for the 2 side caps now, but yeah, still not matched up correctly at the moment.
No, absolutely not. And I mean, you talked about, Badaka's going to go down. RG actually goes down as well, though, so this could be a fairly
maybe there was a better
fight.
move
Both of them going down. If Badaka goes down first, though, RG will just get back up again, and it looks like that is going to be the case as RG gets rallied, and we'll have his heal in just a second. So Vermilion winning out on that one. They don't actually have any caps right now, but they should be able to make a change to that as they head towards the windmill. But I mean, you were talking about how Triffin will take a mile if you give him an inch, and honestly, when you're playing against a Revenant that knows how to use that class well, they are going to be able to do that, because I mean, just look at the damage coming out from him. When you get that Unrelenting Assault with the Enchanted Daggers combo off, if there's no dodge or no defensive ability available, that will do like 2/3 of your HP just in that single combo. It's just a simple 2 abilities, and you have to be ready for that when you're playing against a Revenant.
Oh, Carver does well over towards mid. Yeah, I mean, we've seen the movement in there, but Triffin gets the port, and he should be able to get the res fairly successfully here.
Really nice use of his stability there as well.
Yeah.
Just gets the res off, immediately uses that Herald Elite skill, and that will give him stability, just securing that res.
A nice interrupt on the heal onto Curve. Potentially we could see some damage coming out from these guys. Does get it off in the end, but a load of damage comes out onto him, and that gets completely thwarted, actually. Still trying to survive underneath here as well. I go back over towards the point and try and find an angle which is not completely crap. And Curve is going to go into the downstate here as well. But the thing is, we see the Moa coming out onto Badaka, and that's a good defensive move there. And Curve is back up into a state of living. Badaka now will be dropped as well, and they've turned this fight into their favour. It doesn't feel like Vermilion are going to lose any fights, even if, you know, I'm not getting hype about that, because at the end of the day, I just didn't feel like he was going to be finished.
I mean, you say Curve is back into a state of living, but are Necromancers technically living? I don't know what the... I don't really know the lore well enough to know the actual status on that one, but
they're just practicing necromancy. I think they're living.
I think they maybe are living. I guess it depends on the person.
At the moment, it feels like, you know, the Purple Noise are probably they're definitely undead, because every member of their team has died in both of these games collectively, and Vermilion have been very much on the table, still alive, supporting each other, and it's just a calm, collected game. They're not overextending too hard. They don't, even if they do, it feels like they're doing it in a controlled manner. yeah, there's nothing coming out from Purple Noise, and this game is already over, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, it certainly feels at least over. I mean, there's only just under 200 points between the two teams. If Purple Noise could pull something crazy out of the bag, maybe they could get back in. But the thing is, they're against Vermilion. That's what you've got to bear in mind. Oh, beautiful thunderclap onto Carver there, just to deny the stealth gyro. We'll get away anyway.
The thing is that a lot of people, when they talk about strength in teams and how teams are playing, a lot of people are actually just talking about Vermilion a hell of a lot more than they're talking about rank 55 Dragons, than they're talking about TCG. And rank 55 Dragons are our world champions. People, at the moment, people seem to be the most worried about Vermilion. Yep. Out of anyone. And then they didn't even come top 2 in the finals. So it's like, if they get to finals at the moment, you know, I mean, not based solely off this game, of course, but I feel like Frostball as well is just like, this is a really strong team, ridiculous. And, you know, last week, it's a shame that we didn't get to see that series, but that is obviously the way the cookie crumbles here.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Triffin just crawling away over the ruins right there. It might actually be in trouble right now. Viper should be able to finish him off, and if there's one thing Revenants are good at, it's chasing people out and finishing them off. So Triffin will go down, and there's nobody there to save him. So Viper will be able to finish that kill for himself, and maybe this is an opportunity for Purple Noise to get themselves back onto this map. They've got to use this man advantage while they have it, and RG looks like he might be on the receiving end of that advantage right now, as Carver is looking to get the windmill. Just going to make sure that the Condis are still on him.
They don't want Cole to die right now. This would be the worst.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to get in range of saving him, actually. And RG is just over towards the windmill, currently still in downstate, just bleeding out. Yes, indeed. And Cole obviously will be finished off here as well. Frostball just challenging over on the mansion. Still 7.5 minutes, so it is possible to come back. But Viper, you know, where is the assistance for this man? They're waiting until respawn for Cole Summers potentially, obviously, here as well, so they don't have to move back anyone into the map. But, you know, Viper's in a 1v2, so they're just not going to back that up at all. And they're just going to move over towards the midpoint, giving up another kill there. And it does feel that way, you know, maybe in this game and the last, that maybe sometimes they haven't been able to move Honey into some great positions.
Viper maybe getting the res there. Cole trying to get over there. We'll get denied in the end. But, I mean, Purple Noise did manage to get themselves a cap single-handedly there for a little while. They did manage to stack up a few points, but it's just not.
They know it's, I think, Carver.
Carver's maybe done.
Carver's done in terms of his connection, it seems. I think he was the one who was having issues earlier, actually. But yeah, this game, like I said before, it was pretty much over as it was anyway. I think, you know, there's the idea that they've got to get the experience against these higher top-tier teams, because this is their stage at the moment they're at. You know, they need to get to that top tier. Obviously, we're in Pro League, so arguably you could say this is to all top tier, but we know the difference between the teams at the top and the teams at the bottom, and even the middle of the table.
Yeah, and apparently, according to chat, RG is going to just be AFK on this one. He's not actually going to be attacking people, so honouring the 4 versus 4 here. But
I think he's just using abilities as he runs around.
Yeah, he's just running around the map right now. He's not actually fighting anyone. So, but Carver's back actually, so RG can rejoin the fray once more. But doesn't. I mean, 5 minutes still on the clock. If Purple Noise can get like a 3 cap, then I mean, sure, they could pull themselves back in, but it's certainly not looking great. Badaka goes down as well. About 1 million Condis stacked up onto him right there, and will slowly but surely take his health away. Cole Summers in a 1 versus 1 against Frostball over towards the mansion, but I wouldn't expect that one to end anytime soon. Cole Summers actually doing a very good job and does knock Frostball away.
This is the role he plays, you know. He gets the decap in the end, and actually potentially here he might be able to get a kill, but I'm pretty sure that Frostball's got quite a lot of cooldowns. We're just going to stick with this 1v1 for now, because elsewhere, you know, at the moment, Purple Noise not able to do too much about this. Just seeing how well Frostball manages this situation. Look at that little port over onto the point there, and does get a couple of little decaps as well. A bit cheeky from him. Doesn't have any shatters left or his signet now as well, and they're well aware of that. And we actually see a downstate of curve there as well. And here we go, you know, a bit of a turn it into a skirmish, and Purple Noise can get something out of that there. And Frostball was doing well. Unfortunately, obviously, we saw the down coming out as well onto curve. So, you know, pardon me, Jesus, in these just skirmishes, 2v2s and 3v3s, they're not doing horribly bad, but it feels like stretching themselves right across the map and then dipping their Ellie into the midpoint and leaving her there. I feel like Honey is really one of the, she's a supportive character. In their team fight, she's developed so much as an elementalist, and that's just the truth. That they haven't been able to utilize her too much. She's been in the smaller skirmishes, but they never really had a big, massive team fight, or too many.
Yeah. And that's one of the things about this map as well, is unless it's at that midpoint, you don't often see massive team fights on the side nodes. You occasionally do, but it typically tends to be towards that midpoint in the map. And when they're all decapped like this, when neither team has the side nodes, it's very difficult to find yourself in those big team fights. Cole Summers going to go down once more. Honey looking to try and get the res out on this one. I don't know how possible that is going to be, though, and it's going to have to just dodge away, and that is going to be Cole Summer going down in the end. Honey maybe looking to try and go in once more, but I don't know how much you want to commit to this one.
I mean, I think they're just trying to make a point here, maybe, rather than anything else.
Darker's here as well. They could actually get the res on this one, so looks like Cole Summer will get back up once more, but Honey now is incredibly low. Viper's incredibly low. Cole Summer's incredibly low. They might have just pushed a little bit too hard for this one, and they're fighting right outside their spawn. Really not a good spot to be in, to be quite honest. You've got to get towards the nodes, but they have survived this skirmish all in all. They've managed to top their health bars back up, and now they're heading towards the mansion.
Yeah, I mean, they know the game's lost. I think they're just trying to, improve in in terms of their team fighting. But look at this situation we've got here. They've got the downstay and the frostball, but still, they know the way the game's going and the way it's gone. Don't want to rely too much on what's going on the map at the moment. Obviously, still thinking about winning the game, going for the win here solidly as Triffin gets the decap over on the other side of the map. Viper dropping quite low versus RG here, of course, as well. Nice thunderclap onto him, and nice support there comes in from Carver as he drops down. But we see the pushback as well. That's
terrific.
You see that combination? Carver didn't get the heal out onto Viper, unfortunately. We see a knockback coming out as well. Great move there from Triffin. And this is the kind of these are the things that you've got to think about as this top-tier team that we do see coming out from Purple Noise and Car Crashed and whatnot as well. But you could see it from TCG using Freylina as an example as well. Realizing that heal's down, making sure you interrupt somehow, or at least push them out of the field so they're not going to be able to get up and get considerably healed up. The NG does, of course, but obviously, Viper's the one who needed it, and great communication between RG and Triffin there. Good job.
Yeah, absolutely. Badaka is going to go down in this fight. Carver dropped into downstate elsewhere as well as he tries to escape underneath the map, but yeah, it's all kind of just formality at this point. I feel as we do see Viper looking for the decap over towards the windmill, but with 1 minute and 20 on the clock. Even if Purple Noise get a 3 cap, I don't think mathematically can win at this stage.
Possible for a while. Oh, Viper, nice. See, RG pulling out the fence field that reflects back precision strike, and that's one of the main reasons that actually gets used at all. Good reflex, pulling out his block as well. And this is, actually quite a difficult... This is a very difficult 1v1. Pulls out a nice slick shoes there as well. You can see how damaged RG is. And then Triffin comes in for the +1, knowing that that's a hard matchup for RG to win. Comes in for the +1. Probably will get their kill there. And elsewhere around the map, they are kind of doing okay. Okay, Curve is very low HP, but we've got the downstate of Viper. And Honey respawning, obviously, that's the end of the game. She knows that. But that's just little examples of the way the team's thinking and their movement, support, thinking about the matchups and the fact that, someone is in a matchup which is not good for them. Let's fix this, because if we don't, we could lose the game. And I feel like, that's one of those kind of differences between these two teams at times. But Purple Noise make better decisions when they're playing mid-table games. And this is the way it's going to go. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can get, Orange Logo, all about the kills, and they're bringing out the damage today. Let's see if they can bring it out against more Guns Than Roses.
I have honestly no idea how they're going to play this series with this composition, but I am so excited to find out. And look at this already. Some craziness coming on out. It's yeah,
and
there's no one anywhere near for them to use it on, but that's fine.
I'm sticking with these boys right now because I am pumped to see what they bring out now. as they grab some more stealth as well. Here we go.
They're looking to go mid.
Watching for Tage's traps right now as well, because he's going to be... Syndrome is going to go in for the initiate as well. He doesn't want to be involved too hard versus an engineer here, so you got to watch out for that. Tage gets some traps down as well. We see the Mesmer coming out using his shield as well. Scovo, let's see Baines as well, is struggling over on the other side of the map, as we see obviously Portal Play, Tayskin and Xeonix over the outside. Syndrome not able to do much there as well, and Baines might actually be taken out here in the end as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, over towards the midpoint, Demon actually going to be the focus target right now as Furor's looking to try and finish him off. Syndrome jumping on in as well. There's a lot of burst damage can come out from a Thief if you can find your target.
Hells yes, and he's got it onto Demon, almost! So close to taking him down there. So close to taking him down there. Awesome damage coming out, and still the real focus is on Demon. If they can get him down...
He just waited up for Demon to kite back into him.
Go straight into the focusing, this is what I was talking about earlier. If they go for the full focus, they've got to be very careful that they can manage it when they get back up, and they have been able to, but Tayskin has used quite a few cooldowns there. Actually, hammer cooldowns come back out. We're going to see the Mara coming out onto Scovo. If he goes down here, this could be the beginning of the end. He does drop into downstate. Vapor Form comes out as well. If they cleave up here, this could be really bad, but the res comes out, and that's strong. And Baines looking to help out his team in terms of support as well, while Scovo does get back up, just regenerate, gets his cooldowns back. Utilities still got the heal, and Tayskin does get dropped here as well, with the potential res coming out from Demon, but it's not enough. And we are going to see the down coming out from him, but they don't want to lose Baines here in this situation, because they've got the potential role of the map in their favor, and actually that's good healing potential coming out. And Orange Logo are making this work for them with the Dragon Hunter and the Thief from Syndrome.
I can't believe how well this is working so far. They've got the one cap for themselves. They're on double the points of more guns right now, and they're looking for the quarry as well. Zuik in a 1 versus 1 against Baines, but Baines, so far this game, I'm not sure he's been above 50 HP, 50% HP, but it just doesn't seem to matter. He's able to survive just about anything right now, and he's looking for the 1v1 against Zuik. Might just be able to find it as well.
He pulls it out against Crystalline Hibernation. That wasn't a good plan. That was a really big wasted cooldown, unfortunately for him.
It goes down though.
Still goes down, but that's the benefit of having Syndrome on your team. +1. He's doing what he was born to do, and this is the way it is. Playing Daredevil, of course, the Thief, the elite specialization line, and I feel like I have to say that because we haven't seen it for a while, and Syndrome is making this viable in this game as they take a lead of 60 points now. Tage elsewhere on the map has a 50% HP, is playing it well over on the side. But the thing is for these guys over on the more Guns and Roses team is they haven't had to really deal with competitive players playing these builds for a long time. So not only do they get a surprise factor, you know.
The thing is, they're playing against an entirely different playstyle. They're not going to have scrimmed against these classes. They're not going to, like, most people at high elo don't even play these classes in ladder. So it's kind of, you're not going to be used to playing against this, and you're not going to have any idea what to expect coming out from Orange Logo, how they're going to play them up, where the players are going to be going. And so far, it's working wonders for Orange Logo.
And Tage has got some still okay, you know, Condi removal.
Tayskin goes down towards Waterfall.
With Scovo as well. Let's have a look at, Tayskin in the end. It's not a great matchup, but look at Syndrome here. You can see his movement on the map, and this is so good. Like, he is just an absolute machine right now, powering his way around the entire map. Moves all the way from Waterfall through mid, and then goes in for the fight there, but not going for the fight there. Going for the decap over on the quarry, of course. We're going to see a port coming out. Scovo needs to be very careful here to get Moa tons of conditions. This is going to be a dangerous potential res here as well. And we are going to see him just using Vapor Form. Syndrome comes in for the collective res as well with Baines. And that's completely chill. There's no real focus on the body there to really finish them off. Waterfall is in their favor.
Zuik's in trouble. Gets taken down as Syndrome +1 again. And that is going to be Furor's finishing him off. They get another +1 in this fight in mid. They should be able to finish off this fight, or even just send people to Quarry. And look at this. As I say that, Syndrome is going to Quarry once more to get the decap. This time Portal's on cooldown, so Xeonix is going to have to walk over. We'll be able to get there in time to deny the decap, but again, Syndrome just being such a pain for them to deal with.
Exactly, and that means that, you know, Xeonix is just completely, it's almost like they're completely countering his portal, because Syndrome is always going for the decap. So now Xeonix, whenever he's got it off cooldown, almost just has to use it to guard that cap. And then when they get in the fight, Syndrome just pops over, Xeonix leaves, and then Syndrome can get back.
Got again. He's just gone over to Quarry once more. I want to see now if portal's used by Baines. When portal's used, by Xionyx, Baines immediately, after the portal's done, just jumps over while that's on cooldown and guarantees the decap. Scova, though, in a little bit of trouble here.
He's going to go down. I don't think they should go for the res here unless they can get a lot of cleave around the corpse. Tage is thinking about it, and he just uses his second virtue to close a gap on Xionyx to keep the point in their favour. But the thing is, while they've lost the kill, Syndrone's already gone around the map. Now he's +1ing in a fight when they've got down members and kills on the map and respawns occurring, and they've still got some kind of control with a 100-point lead. If they go for a Lord Rush as well, the amount of damage that will come out from Orange Logo, like, I don't even think the Red Team, they're not going to have time to respond. And they've got the portal as well, so it's not too bad. And the Tage going down now as well could really snowball the map into the favour of more guns if they're not careful here.
It certainly could, and we'll see if they're going to be able to do so. Tage will be finished off here, and now Baines in a fight against Tayskin, and he's not doing all too healthy right now. Going to be able to get his heal off, but may run out of cooldowns if Tayskin can keep up this pressure, but so far he's going to be just about okay. Still had a few shatters available, but Syndrone over towards this midpoint, and it's been all about Syndrone so far this game, where he goes on the map, and it looks like he's going to be heading over towards Waterfall, but immediately going to be chased over there.
He really, I mean, if he could have, like Quarry would have just been the perfect place. But the thing is, in that matchup with the Engineer, he can easily go down to just a little bit of cleave that comes out from the Engineer, as well as potentially a Reflect. But
Syndrone is looking for the res over on Scovo, and he might just be able to find it. No. Does get denied.
You can see the ports as well. Like he knows that if he gets involved in any kind of damage, like any kind of cleave or whatever, he's gonna go down quite quickly.
Look how fast he can jump across the map.
He gets a lot of swiftness as well. I mean, this is good play from him. He's keeping these guys in this game at the moment.
Yeah, and I mean, that was against a Mesmer, and he just completely easily out-mobilities him. Unless that portal is available, there's just no way to keep up, and he just dash. As soon as they have to send Xionyx to deal with him, he just goes elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, indeed. Tage is here now with Scovo, so now he can use Renew Focus and get his virtues back up and heal himself up with the second virtue, of course. Pulls a nice pull onto Dank, actually. Interrupts some potential damage coming out. Scovo they need to get together here because Tage's got a ton of conditions and actually moves away from Scovo. I feel like maybe Tage was trying to move towards Baines, but underestimated the amount of pressure areas on there and probably should have just dipped over towards the other side. But Baines comes in for the res. This is going to be really easy. He gets the distortion off as well, so no cleave comes out, and Tage could get res here, but Baines just stops, and like, I feel like he could have just
Scovo's there.
Pulled out the
they're
mower,
trying
though.
Again for this one. Tage still on about half of his HP, and they're going to be able to get him back up. So Tage back into this fight once more, and they do manage to survive. However, this whole time, more Guns N' Roses have had a cap ticking away, so they're starting to catch up in points. Just 30-point lead right now for Orange Logo, and actually, this is turning into an incredibly close game. It really could go either way, but Baines actually getting incredibly low in this fight. Doesn't have his heal available. So many shatters on cooldown, and looks like he is going to be going down on this one. I don't think there's really anyone that's going to be able to res him away from this one. Scovo on the side of the fight, but he can't get anywhere near, and now he's going to be the focused target.
He's got no big cooldowns. He's got Lightning Flash. He just needs to hold up, and then he can just Lightning Flash up there, perhaps, if he does. He's going to go down here.
Jumps straight on in like the guardian angel that he is. Tries to get the res, but it's not going to happen on that one, and will in fact have to back away himself.
It doesn't go over towards the waterfall, though. He's trying to avoid a lot of the damage, and the decap comes out onto waterfall, of course. We did see the kill coming over to Tayskin over on the quarry as well. Sorry, apologies for missing that. We've got a lot of focus over towards this midpoint as well. Tage is very low, bleeding, and God, he needs to try and get away using the first kill. He does get the stealth from the trap as well, and he's going to be able to just kind of get away there.
Oh, Tayskin respawned.
Yeah, that's not great for him,
that's pretty unlucky
but the thing is, it's a lot of power damage onto Tayskin. As we, get a little bit of...
bit of a stutter there.
A little bit of a stutter. They're not sure what's going on. They're just not used to seeing the Guardian. That's just the way it is.
Morguns have a 2-cap now, though. So actually, Morguns looking to be in control of this game. They seem to have worked out how this playstyle is happening for Orange Logo. And with 5 minutes on the clock, Orange Logo are going to have to pull out all the stops if they want to be able to win this first map. Neither team is within range of a Lord Rush. And if they want to make some crazy plays happen, it's got to be right now. They've got to pull this game back together.
That was really good play from Tayskin because we saw the Moa coming out on his ally there, and he just pulls out the stealth gyro and, you know, just gets the Moa into safety, and that's really good work from him.
Xionix down at the waterfall. That could be bad news for more guns right now if they can't finish him, if they can't save him. Sorry, Demon trying to pick it back up, but he's not going to be able to.
They need to move really quickly off that. We've got the 3 members of the orange logo over towards the midpoint now. They need to pull off some real high burst damage, but Syndrome, as soon as he gets in the middle of a fight and commits too much, you can see his health just drops so hard, and you can see the dodges he's using and the stealth and the ports. He just has to move around, pick his moments, dip into that fight very, very quickly, and then just nip back out as well. Remove some of those conditions, just regenerate a little bit as well. And he's playing it so well. I know I'm on Syndrome a lot, but it's nice to just be on the Thief and have a look at his focus. And
enjoying
there you go.
It while it lasts.
There you go. You can see exactly his movement there as well, and he maybe. Oh no, Tage can't get the pull because Tayskin's out of range. They do get the decap though, which is pretty strong.
Yeah.
Mid is there, so it feels like they're playing with mid, so they can just decap the side, you know, maybe potentially pick one of them off, get a kill here and there.
Yeah, well, they've managed to get the decap, so evening things up. Basically, I feel like whoever gets this next 2 cap, if they can hold it for a little while, might just be in with a victory
Orange
on this
logo,
one.
wake up, wake up, hello, we're at your door, we're knocking.
They're still 10 points away from finishing that Lord.
Apparently no one's coming through the pool.
So long as... I mean, if they lose midpoint right now, the Lord isn't actually enough to finish off the game. And it looks like maybe Orange Logo are looking like that might be their answer. But as I say that, they're heading over.
They're going now. There's no point.
Late.
Like you said, you know, it would have just been better to get the kill and get the decap. Because, you know, they still would have been on the edge of like a couple of points. And that would have been very difficult. But,
well,
you know,
that's one quick Lord kill.
That's very slow reactions from Orange Logo. And quite unfortunately, because I feel like, you know, they could have had that game.
It didn't feel like they were ready for the eventuality of a Lord Rush.
This map is very strong for Thief, and they've got the Mesmer as well. They need to move so quickly, though.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And, I mean, if there's one thing Thief is good at, moving quickly is going to be it. So we'll have to see how he's going to be able to affect the map on this one as we see the starting splits begin. Actually, 2 people go towards the windmill for more guns, and look at this stealthing on into the midpoint, and they're looking to try and just pop someone. It looks like Xionix is the target for that one, but they're not going to be able to stick to him too well.
No, we did see. I think we saw Frost. Did we see Frost Armor coming out? I don't think we saw a lot of Frost Armor coming out, but there was a lot of support there, and we are going to see Tage trying to lock down the opponents there with that longbow number 5 skill. Of course, you see the chains coming out around their bodies, and now the rest of the team trying to hold on as Baines drops very low. It's going to blink up top as well, and that's a really good blink from him to make sure that he survives. But I do believe he's being he's not being chased.
Yeah,
Zurich
chased him.
Ported up.
About a million illusions getting in the way of Zurich.
I think Tage tried to use his... Oh, he's dropped so low, gets his heal off as well. And now is he going to portal back? He's still not going to use his portal.
Oh, Zurich fell off.
That's brave.
Zurich,
yeah.
It's so close to going down, actually. Zurich was in a lot of trouble. Really well played by Baines, actually, in that 1 versus 1. Doing a fantastic job.
I almost felt like he was going to get fit there. We got the downstate over on Xionix on the other side of the map as well, as we see Syndrome and Tage with Pharos dropping him like anything. And Baines moves back into the map over towards the mansion to look for the defense there as well. He's got Blink up, and he does have a portal still up somewhere. That is going to be coming off cooldown as well, and defends the mansion very well. Now you can see the movement is very good, and even with the Revenant and Thief pair up in terms of their mobility, they can port so well around this map and into mid. Maybe they're going to think about going for some damage elsewhere. Scovo gets hard focused over towards the mansion as well. Need to be careful for this potential attack from Dank here as well.
Say that Dank is going to immediately get dropped, and Dank actually ended up in like a 1 versus 3 almost right there, and it's a 2 cap so far for Orange Logo. Points just about even, but as I say that, Orange Logo is starting to skyrocket up in points now. And I mean, they don't even have to look towards this midpoint. They can just look towards keeping these points, and then if they lose these points elsewhere, that's when they have to push towards midpoint. In fact,
nice combination lockdown from Tage, and then they try and bring out the extra damage, but look, Sin can't stay in for too long. Pulls out the heal. he's going to be very careful here. It's a shame he hasn't got a Druid to steal, unfortunately. But we are going to see, in the end, they're going to do okay. That was a really good idea in terms of the combo between the Thief, like pulling out the Longbow 5, locking down the targets for Syndrome to come in and just burst down. But unfortunately, in the end, not able to do that. We got a lot of defensive utilities as well. Baines, I didn't miss it, but it wasn't in his perspective, unfortunately, to see if he could have survived that in the end. And now we've got this fight happening over on the Windmill. Again, very, very close at the moment. And it just feels like, you know, maybe more guns just need to work out how they're going to play in the map in their style, in their way, and adjust to this composition.
It's going to be Skovo that has to adjust right now as he's incredibly low.
Oh, he's got
looks
vulnerability.
Like he might just be going down. Vulnerabilities are stacking up, as you say, but looks like he might be able to get away. Heal comes up in 2 seconds, and he's just about surviving this one, and will be able to top himself up slightly. But there's nobody coming to help him. Tage finally arriving just to try and save his teammate, and he will be able to cut away. So beautiful play coming out from Skovo just to survive that one in the end. And this is such an even game. Look at the points right now. 8 difference between them, each with a single cap on the board. Zeonic seems to be the target right now. He's not got very much HP to work with. Syndrome just waiting for an opportunity to burst.
Yeah, he's got to wait, hopefully, maybe for himself, for Zeonix to... He's not got Distortion up at the moment. He's just using his Signet because he needs to use Distortion when he's got full shatters up to make sure that his team does survive that. He's got it now, and it does look like they're going for a little bit more damage on the side. Baines actually is... I'm sorry, not Baines. They've actually gone over towards the midpoint to try and get the quick kill on the Necro here on Dank, and Dank's, you know, he went down over on the Mansion as well. These team-up situations seem to be working quite well for Orange Logo, as long as they can hold out in the fight they've just left. And actually, Baines is going to potentially go down here to the Torment as well as the Necro, just, you know, coming in and doing his thing.
How is Dank surviving this? He's been on like 0 HP for so long. He's dead. Finally goes down in the end.
Syndraneer is just trying to pick
but
off
he
his
rallies
kills.
off the kill off Baines.
Yeah, I mean, Syndraneer is just an assassin at the moment. I mean, the best way of calling it is he's running across the map, getting the decaps as well as being that assassin kind of role for his team, and he's doing a good job at the moment. But the thing is, if they do continue to lose these bodies without getting the kills on the opposite team, they will see this map rolled into more Guns N' Roses' favour, and it is currently at the moment. Although we do see the down coming out onto Demon as well, although it's looking okay. No, it doesn't. Don't think we're going to see arrested. There's too much. Tage has just got too much pressure on the body there, and he's actually changed. Let's just double check his bill here quickly.
Syndrome should be able to take the decap on the midpoint, and there's no answer immediately coming out from Zuik. His jump was on cooldown as he tried to catch up, but Zeonix is able to port on there to deny the full cap. But it is a really nice rotation coming out from Orange Logo regardless, and it does get them the decap, and that's the main thing. And now they're in a 2 versus 1 on mid. Skovo actually over towards the Windmill. Having a good time of it.
You pull out the stability over on that point as well. And just to note, which I didn't mention, I guess, officially, I know we can see Tage running around with a hammer at the moment, and he pulls off the banish as well, not unfortunately for himself. And then Skovo is going to go down. Is there anything that Tage can do about this? He's going to be able to potentially drop a trap soon, but he does lock them down with the hammer. But that's more so that he can actually get away. He gets the swiftness and maybe some extra damage potentially here. He just wants to hold on tight over on that point and wait for others to come and join him, because Zeonix goes down on the other side of the map and Baines wins that fight out overall. And we are going to look over towards the midpoint where it's contested, and Mansion is in the favour of the blue team. They do have a slight lead of 2 points. Syndraneer stealths up. Is he going to pick a target, or is he going to stick around for the decap? And red team members are oblivious. But the thing is, Tayskin knows that the thief is currently they don't know where he is.
Oh no, he didn't notice. He didn't
Come
notice.
on, man. Easy decap there.
That's
and that's that. But they've still got a bit of a lead here. Obviously getting the 2 cap for a little bit of time. Farrells can be more solid on point now as well. And the big team fight starts to erupt as Skovo moves as well over towards this point. You can see him rocking with his water attunement there as well. Moving into the point. Syndraneer jumps in for a potential kill here as well. And Tage combos up. That's a really nice combo onto Dank, and Dank's the main target. target. Are they going to be able to go for the res? He's so close, but they're going to overcommit here. They've got to be so careful because Tayskin's low, but he does have the heal to support the rest of the team, and they get him up. And that's a really strong res. And now Blue, if they commit too hard to this, they could be wiped out themselves as Tage drops extremely low, still has renewed focus up as well, and these virtues to be fairly safe. They need to pick their targets here. Syndrome goes for the decap over in the mid, being the fee from the mobile one. Will he go for a +1 on Mansion? That's the potential that he's going to pick out now, and he does go for it.
Yeah, it looks like that is going to be the answer right now for them, as it's going to be...
Yeah,
oh my goodness,
kill.
Look at him get destroyed. Zuik
now he's got to
is going to go down. Now Baines can just finish that one off and get the cap. Now he needs to get to mid. He needs to deny this cap from Xenix, and they are going to be able to do so. So maybe Orange Logo are going to be able to get the 2 cap if they get to mid. Tage looking for his way into mid.
I was hoping he was going to port in, and we're not going to see it. We're not going to see a port at all, unfortunately. And Sinjanier just dropping over towards mid. And the combination. This is strong now. And Orange Logan, they need to pick up this kill to really bounce them into the rest of the map. And Syndrome is just going full ham. He wants to try and get the extra damage onto Demon. He gets the interrupt, and that's a great play from Demon. Just to interrupt it momentarily, even just for a moment, so they can get the kill onto Dank. And just
Syndrome is playing out of his skin right now. He's doing so much. And Baines now just jumping over to make sure that they cannot ignore the windmill.
That's good movement, because now they force them into this corner of the map, because actually this is what, you know, members of More Guns like to do sometimes as well, but they push them so far. But the thing is, they lose Mansion here and now as well, and Tage is in the 1v2, which means Syndrome needs to think about this, because Tage is probably going to die here before he's able to get over. He's still working his way, and I'm not sure about this decision, but Tage does survive using the be very careful, gets the stealth off. That's a good job. But Syndrome, they're going to go for the combo as well.
This entire time. Syndrome should be able to get onto Zuik here, but so just going to be able to kite away.
Baines is doing a good job of coming in. Now, Skovo is going to guard midpoint, which is absolutely fine, of course. He should be able to do that for quite a while. Tayskin is moving off the point, but there's going to be some nice focus onto Zuik on the side as well. Let's see how well he copes with this. Obviously, being himself, he can. Lockdown comes out from Tage. Baines is just over on the side. They're going to be looking out for a combo here, potentially, to pick out someone on this enemy team. But Baines is going to be dropping quite low. Unfortunately, Chaos Storm comes out, and now the lead starts to extend for More Guns. The pressure is on for Orange Logo. Can Baines get away from this? Does get the blink up, but
there it
Zuik, you know, he's really strong on this map as well. And will this win out for Orange Logo on this map? Is this composition strong enough? I think it's more about the players than the composition as well.
That play right there from Zuik was just phase traversal in a nutshell. You cannot escape from a Revenant. It's just not happening when you're that low and out of cooldowns. And Tage here, very low, but should be able to counter around just for a little bit longer. But he's against 2 people right now and will end up getting taken down. A nice thunderclap denies him getting close to Skovo, who's trying to get there to save him. Baines now on the seat as well, but it's going to be 2 cap for more Guns Than Roses and a man advantage as well. They're starting to rock up a massive point lead, and there's only 4.5 minutes left on the clock. It's looking like it might just be a More Guns victory on this map if they can just keep it up. The combos.
That distortion is really, really good for the FIFA. You can't underestimate how important it is. Sometimes, you know, to just have Baines in that combination, because I think we've seen Tage, Baines, and Syndrome forced into some 3v3s sometimes, and those distortions are really helping his survival at the moment, and obviously the team, because that's how, you know, it's shared through the traits, so it's extremely important. And at the moment, 100-point lead almost for More Guns. It's still possible for these guys to come back. I feel like Orange Logo are really holding together, especially getting Xenix in the downstate. The thing is, Farrells is quite low himself, so they need to think about what they're going to do about Xenix. But the thing is, Syndrome should just damage. They just need to damage here. Don't go for the res, go for the damage, because they're forcing the cooldowns right now. They get the down, and this could be the start of a potential comeback.
Yeah, it has to be right now, because this is kind of all or nothing right now for Orange Logo. They have to stay in this series. They have to win this map to stay in this series, rather. And it looks like Syndrome is looking to contest against Zuik right now, or at least keep the point neutral, or keep the point
he needs someone to swap with him right now, especially while that respawn was coming out. That was extremely important that he got some kind of assistance. And Farrell's starting to lose that 1v1 on the other side of the map isn't great. Dank does go down mid, which is extremely important. Syndranir is going to be, wow, he avoided that damage coming out from the Revenant there. Precision is not going to hit Syndranir, thankfully for himself. But still with the 1 cap, it feels like some kind of assistance was needed over on the windmill. And the movement, fairly questionable from Orange Logo. They did get the kill. But unfortunately, you know, the end rotations hasn't meant that they've been able to sustain on caps, which is part of the problem they're having. That
is kind of the goal of Conquest on Guild Wars 2, unfortunately for them. Demon so close to going down, but manages to get himself away. Will drop again, and actually Tayskin into downstate as well. Maybe Orange Logo just have one final hurrah in them. They've got 2 men down into downstate if they can take control of the map right now.
Baines is going to go. Oh, he should have just disappeared off node for a moment in time. But of course we are going to see members coming back up there, and now they want the focus on him. They need to start thinking about going over towards Windmill, because they can just turtle on this point at the moment. And actually downstate comes out onto Baines as well. Xenix knows that they just want to hold the node, and any kind of chance of Orange Logo coming back in this game is just gone away from them, unfortunately. And at the end of the day, I just want to say that this was bloody awesome.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to Orange Logo. They didn't manage to take the victories, but
was well. I actually feel like they played extremely well with the classes and the composition that they brought out here, and some of the matchups that they put people in with. Like, I really like Syndranir, Tage and Baines together in the combination, and like mainly picking out Zurich, of course, and the Necro. Like, they're going to be 2 main targets, and Syndranir can really lock down targets with Tage, especially in Syndranir, especially with like a good banish and a good hammer, like 5 to lock targets down, especially with the longbow as well. There's a lot of lockdown potential. Unfortunately, I didn't get to say "Here comes Tage with the banish." I did a like top 5 plays video, and Transfusion was just like a really good, strong ability. I was just hoping that that was going to be used.
Your video had inspired the pro league. That would have been cool.
No. It was someone else who was playing it. It was just a really, really effective way to get a res, like in a really, really great situation. But let's just quickly pop into that build and have a look at it. Can't do that for very long because we have to go over towards the midpoint, because there's action happening over on this node.
Yeah, the game has begun, and looks like the battles have started as we have the Mesmers taking it on over towards the quarry. Angie-Rev not having a good time to start this one off. Definitely going to be the focus here as Levin looking to try and get on it along with Texby.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Sable probably playing Elixir X there as well. Yes, indeed. Gets a nice mower onto Levin and really thwarts a lot of his potential damage. And now Levin is really on the run here. Ports back onto Angie-Rev to pick up the rest of the kill onto him. And now we're looking at wow, Levin goes down.
People
but so is Angie.
Left, right, and centre.
Oh, we can see Zan coming out. No.
It was rank 55 who won the fight. In the end, it was Angie that went down first. Amstar over towards the other side of the map did lose out as well, so Oracle was able to win that one. Now Sable just has to try and escape.
Get away here. I think he's going to go for the kill on Levin, really, maybe as well. Good
Sling
stuff.
Arriving as well.
Pulls him down into Elixir S-Proc. He needs to come in to protect him rather than anything else, and Sable is going to heal up there. It should be okay for a moment, trying to blast that as well as just avoid a lot of this damage that's coming in. The Sling is... Oh, no way. Sable cannot survive this, surely, with so much focus on him from Texby and Levin now. And Sling really in an awkward situation. Angie comes in with a staff, and they can't go for the res there, unfortunately. And Anka over on the middle point of the map as well is going to get slick shoesed up by Zan. We're going to see a portal coming out from Oracle with the movement over towards the waterfall. Sling going down as well. Smash with no points on the board at the moment. And rank 55 Dragons really dominating hard at the moment.
This is how you start off a game right now. Rank 55 Dragons already with a 2-cap, and they're winning the fight over a waterfall. We can see Sable looking to try and get a D-cap over towards the quarry. We'll see whether he's going to be able to get some points on the board for his team. But right now, rank 55 are just running away with things, and there's very little, it seems, that Super Smash can do about this one. Amstar looking to try and get something as well on the board. I don't know where he's actually going with this one. Looks like
I feel like we need some kind of theme tune right now for Amster as he moves over towards the midpoint.
On an epic journey across the map.
A little bit. He's just going to portal back over towards the waterfall now and equal things up. Actually, no, sorry, not equal things up at all. They're just going for the 3v2 now, actually. And Oracle needs to shift it back over towards this side of the map. Let's see how he does as he comes into the point now as well. Zan dropping quite low elsewhere, but should be supported
that. He's against Sable,
well.
Who's even lower in that one versus one. Did get a +1 there coming out from Levin, and Levin's going to finish that one off as Zan heads towards the rest of the map.
Ooh,
and he will find Angie over towards mid as well.
I feel like Sable might be able to just hold off here. He's got his heal. No interrupt can come out from Levin. Still got Thunderclap as well if he gets that off. That's nice survival. And he pulls out, it's Elixir X proc. Not proc, sorry, Elixir X usage, unfortunately, isn't going to be massively useful. It gives him a bit more HP for a while and tankability with stability as well. This is just domination from rank 55 Dragons, my man, and this is Amstar in the downstate.
Honestly, as well, rank 55 might just be looking towards a flawless game right now. Not a single one of them has died, but as I say that, Zan incredibly low. Angie looking to try and finish him off.
Okay.
Maybe DC.
Maybe.
That looked pretty DCE. He had his heal available, and there he is. He's dropped out of the game. So hopefully we see an AFK coming out from Super Smash. We'll have to wait and see. But 11, 1 versus 1 against Sable, and just obliterates the health bar. And that is the combo I was talking about earlier on today. It just annihilates health bars. 11 will be able to finish that off easily, if he even wants to. He might just let it bleed out as he heads over towards the point. And now he's looking to 1v1 Amstar as well. 11
just is kind of thinking, do I finish off Sable? No. I'm just going to 1v1 on this point because it's neutral at the moment and he can just bleed out comfortably. Amstar's not going to go for the res there. Anka is mowed over towards this midpoint as he starts to leave and move up towards the stairs, just trying to get in a better situation where he can potentially just avoid all this damage coming in. Angie is trying to hold mid as best he can. Is Amka going to be able to support him enough in time? Looks like we've got the potential support over on the mid, and maybe as well as Angie does get potential heal off there as well. But still, you know, you don't really feel like they're able to push anything on this map. It feels like they're going to lose this mid fight, that's for sure. Especially with Sable, who's only just coming back into the map. He goes down.
There's 2 down states coming out as well.
Yeah.
That is going to be them taken on out of the fight. Mankau comfortably surviving on this one against Sling there, so he's going to be just about A-OK. And now rank 55 with the man advantages across the board can get that 2-cap back and start to contest this waterfall once more. However, Mankau has gone down now, so the rest of rank 55 have to get their ASAP if they want to save that Elementalist, but it looks like they're going to be able to get away with that one. The kill will finally be caught. Oh no, the res coming in at the last second. They managed to keep him alive, and I don't know if they can actually go for this one. They're going to try and get it back onto his feet. Mankau's so low. They've overextended for this one. They're underestimating their opponents. Mankau does end up finish off in the end. And
they survived as well a lot because
that could have been a lot worse than it was, but 11 is going to be dropped.
It is worse, definitely. But the thing is, they're just overcommitting right now, and unfortunately, you know, not able to get anything out of that, really. I mean, they're surviving at the moment. Mankau's going to come out, probably needs to move towards mid. No, sorry, Oracle's moved to mid, so that's safe. They've got the 1-cap. They're almost at 350 points. It didn't really feel like, you know, they thought about what they were doing in that movement. They've got massively. They know they've won this game as it is at the moment. The potential for a comeback, it doesn't feel like it's going to happen for Super Smash at the moment. But the thing is, if rank 55 Dragons, rank 55 Dragons, if they keep pushing it the way they are over on that far point and lose more bodies, then the potential for the comeback is real because they're overcommitting. They're in a place where they don't it doesn't feel like they should be.
The thing is, I tease you there, but I completely agree because the thing is, it's like if rank 55 want to, they can kind of. It doesn't feel like they're playing super seriously right now. They're kind of just going for it because they know how far ahead they are. If they want to, they can just regroup and go, okay, we're the rank 55 Dragons, we're the world champions, we are going to win this game. And like, you saw that right at the start of the game, and I have no doubt in my mind that they will be able to do that towards the end of the game, should Super Smash be able to catch up. But it's not like Super Smash are even catching up at this point. Rank 55 still well in control of the map. They've got that quarry, and that's the only point that's even
I mean, they pushed hard over to Waterfall. They retook Quarry, so they are thinking to a degree about what they're doing. Obviously, at the moment, of course, they are. In one respect, they were able to get that cap. They flipped it in their favour, and they've removed any kind of comeback potential for the blue team at the moment. And now they've hard focused over towards this side of the map. The Oracle is already moving on the right side of the map to potentially grab a portal for the guys. There you go. You can see he's put it down. He's ready to move them across the map over towards mid then. Okay, interesting. But they've still got cap points that they need to hold, but he didn't need to move over towards the mid because they've already got Quarry anyway, so it's no worries. But Amka goes down, stayed here as well. Sable obviously finished off. And not really picking up the kills too much here at the moment, am I, unfortunately. But yeah, I think like they could just regroup here and just easy peasy Lord, and that's it.
This is the 3 cap anyway, even if they don't go for the
Are they
Lord,
just going to go 500 maybe without Lord? No, they're going for the gate. They're going for it.
They can do whatever they want.
They're not even going to portal it. Screw it. Why not?
They'll just stroll on up.
We don't even need to do this apparently, and Amstel's going to be promoted top of the stairs.
You're rank 55 dragons when while your team's doing Lord, you're still winning fights elsewhere on the map. Like that's kind of...
It's pretty strong. It's pretty strong.
There's not really any words I have to describe quite how dominant of a game this has been from them. They are going to be able to finish off the Blue Lord, just taking this one out in style as 11 hits it for 11k. It's going to be...
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I don't. There's not a whole lot to say on that one, to be honest.
Because they're not able to get a lot of focus. They did get some kills there on Waterfall, but that was probably more rank 55's mistake more than their offensive, I think.
Yeah, I think you might be right on that one, but here we go. The game has begun, and rank 55 actually not sending anyone to Windmill to start this one off.
They're just kind of staying there as well. They knew no one was there. I mean, that's this kind of slow movement because they couldn't move someone over towards the mid
as well to deny the cap. So nice play coming out from rank 55, and immediately Angie in trouble up against Levin. If you're going to 1v1 as a Revenant, Levin is not the guy that you want to take on, to be quite honest.
I mean, Angie is he's a very, very good player, but we've seen them lose out here horribly as Anstar goes down over towards the mansion, and this opening from Super Smash has not been successful at all. Sable is in a horrible matchup over in the midpoint versus the Necro, and he's going to get taken out here, and the wall should probably... No, doesn't even need a +1. Oh, there's Levin. No, run away, Sable. Get out of there. You should be able to survive. I mean, you can line of sight quite well, but unfortunately, if he gets bursted, he's got Elixir X up as well, so it gives him a bit more tankability. Some stability is grabbed there as well, obviously periodically appearing onto him. But at the moment, doesn't feel like he's going to last a lot longer there. Does go 1v1 versus 1 against the Necro on their point as well, and I'm not sure really how successful he thinks he's going to be over on that side of the point, although... Saying that, he's been regenerated quite considerably here as well, but he does know that that's potentially not the best place for him to be at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we've just got these battles going on this side now. Zamstar not in a great spot, and Slink running out of Reaper Shroud, but he's still on full HP. Zamstar really the one that's actually in trouble here, but if you take a look at the health bars, rank 55 are getting fairly low on multiple members.
Oh, Interruptial.
There we go.
He's dead.
Amstar does go down. And Jirev looking to try and maybe pick him up, but there's
no,
nowhere to
not
go.
If he gets
Levin
mowed.
annihilates him there. And that's another couple of kills.
Always coming in with the mower, gets the shift off as well. And that's the end of him, and they're getting annihilated over the whole map. And still Sable is versus Texby in mid.
Sable's doing an awesome job of just surviving, but there we go.
This is pretty much all he's doing over there. I mean, I don't want to sound mean, but just leave that, please. That's not the place for you to be right now, and it's not really... They're just able to +1 that fight. As soon as they lose bodies elsewhere, it's just the end of them, and... Rank 55 just controlling the match at the moment. They're getting the kills, +1ing elsewhere where they need to, keeping the 2 cap with a D cap possibly on Windmill coming quite soon as well, which is their home node. It's just a controlled game.
Yep, it certainly is. And Super Smash have managed to get some points on the board. They've already done better than they did last game.
I've got to say, Joe, you're very positive, and I commend you immensely. You're a good man. You're a very good man.
Cheers, mate.
Whereas I'm being completely negative about Super Smash's performance right now. But I don't know if they can take...
you've got to bear in mind who they're up against. Like this rank 55
but still, it's Pro League, man.
Yeah, but like look at other competitive leagues for esports. There are top teams and there are bottom teams. Like you can't expect like just this miraculous performance to come out from a team that is at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just maybe the thing I have the issues with is like the matchups and like just some of the movement around the map and that early split. You know, it's just surprising from. You know, maybe the way I saw them. I really sound like I'm coming down hard on these guys in the qualifier because it's like I'm never like this. I think it's just because really early in the season, I really felt like they were going to be mid-table.
It's just a bit tough love, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sad.
You just want them to do well.
I do really want them to because they're really nice guys as well. But you know, being nice isn't good enough, and that's
take that, guys. Being nice isn't good enough.
It isn't.
If you're not a mean person, Jebro isn't interested. But Levin is going to go down, and Super Smash maybe looking to actually win out a fight here. They are going to be able to finish off Levin, and now they're looking towards Zan and
they are coming back
as well.
In this game.
Here we go. Just looking to prove Jebro wrong at this point. But
do it now.
Unfortunately, the health bars are starting to get topped back up again for rank 55 as they just decide to retreat from this fight. And actually, they're looking to continue this one. Texby and Zan in a 2 versus 2 right now, or 2 versus 3 in fact, but
they knew
that
I
doesn't
was talking,
seem to phase them.
They knew I was talking smack about them, so they decided to prove me wrong completely.
Yeah. Fair play to them, fair play.
Indeed. As we see the movement over towards the mansion now they're starting to get into a little bit of a better position.
You say that.
Oh, sorry. I meant to say rank 55 Dragons. Sorry, didn't actually say who I was talking about. Mancal gonna potentially drop quite low here. Does have his elite up though. Doesn't have much else to help him out. Does bring his aura up to give him a little bit of health there as well. Can get Comet off potentially. Distortion comes out onto him, so he's been well supported by Oracle here as they try to just contest the node, keep it going, wait for Mancal's cooldowns to come back. And that's the good thing about that combination, though, when you've got the shared distortion and everything else as well. But Mancal is still being trained down. And this is good focus from Super Smash, but the thing is now, Mancal getting his heal back up as well. I'm trying to be nice now, aren't I?
Full HP again.
He's back, you know, and they can't get that full focus onto him. I mean, you know, they've got their Revenant, they've got Sling as well over on the other side of the map. They've not got enough focus, hard damage to really bring him into that downstate.
No, it's certainly a tricky one for them. Sling is going to end up going down, and Angie as well will drop, and this could be the fall of Super Smash right here as they start to lose bodies, and that will mean that they start to lose these caps as well. Rank 55 already on 300 points. Pretty much just looking to cross the T's and dot the I's at this stage and just kind of seal this victory for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, this is like an example of... I just don't think this is a good matchup for these guys over here because, you know, the Oracle can pressure and put Condis on. So as soon as, like, we can see the Moa coming out into Amster as well. So as soon as the Engineer tries to get in there and do some considerable damage to assist in the burst to bring down the Elementalist, he's Condied up and, like, there's not much removal for him either. And now they're just wiping things up, you know? Getting plussed over here as well as we see Texby joining the fray. And it's, you know, pretty confident performance. Getting another Moa out onto Sable there as well. Potential res coming out onto Sling, actually, as they kind of slack off a little bit over towards the mansion and moving back out. But they're trying to... We do see the Mobilize coming out onto Sling as well. Just trying to move away here.
Texby's on a rampage.
Texby's always on a rampage. Yeah. This man is just an absolute beast. We'll probably be talking to him in the near future, I would assume.
His name is Texby. That was said many times
Pro League
Joe Noah Storm.
Oh,
or Joe Storm Noah Storm. Over at the Season 1 finals. But Sling is going to go down. Angie Rev as well going down once more. It's another couple of kills for rank 55 Dragons. Texby's still on a rampage.
Just go back home, Super Smash. Go away. This is our game. We've had enough, and I want to celebrate and get on with our nights, apparently. But now going in for the 1v1. He's been used to this all night. He's been, you know, hanging out with Texby quite a lot recently, especially over on the clock tower.
Yeah, certainly has. Amker and Zan having a bit of a Walk-off.
They're having a walk-off right now. It's a very, very interesting situation. Angie over on the other side of the map going quite low. Crystalline Hibernation comes out for him. He'll be dropped as well very shortly, and does, just as I say the words. Knockback comes out from Levin on Sable from the Elite on the Revenant, of course. And he will also not be very happy about this kind of situation. Chaos Storm obviously not going to affect him too much, but it's too much damage around that area for him to survive in the end. And the walk-off starts to get a bit heated here over on the windmill. As we see the Air Attunement 1 ability used by Amka there.
Nice.
Good job.
Nice. Well, Sable has respawned, so he's ready to jump straight back into the fray against Texby, who's currently actually maybe going to go down. Can they end his rampage? That's the question. The portal comes out,
nice,
but Oracle,
cheeky.
Thunderclap comes out, and maybe they can finish off Texby
Nice
and ruin
acid
his
bomb
rampage.
well,
Sable
Noah.
looking to try and finish this one off.
Sable.
They're going to be able to get him. They're going to be able to ruin the rampage. Texby goes down. Levin is going to drop as well, and Super Smash might be in to come with the comeback right now. They're 30 points away from defeat, but maybe if they can get a miracle decap and a 3-cap. It's not looking great, though. Still 10 seconds away from defeat right now. They've got 10 seconds.
480 points, yeah, with a possible 3-cap here. I think today's been such a long night of casting, we're just losing it now.
Yeah.
But we've had, last week was just all the stuff that happened. All
of the things.
And then tonight as well, it's just, I think I'm finally losing it, people.
Yeah, not that I want to shed doubt on this composition that they bring into this game as well.
They could wreck right now, actually. But Stealth,
are
we going to see a reveal coming out, actually, from Super. Actually forgetting that Super's running that reveal over on the Stealth Gyro, of course. He's got that tool belt skill, which is now completely useful.
Oh my goodness,
Tage,
look at
this is
obliteration.
This is the problem with this. Tage gets caught out there by two very damage-orientated builds, and he's not really got a lot of survival against Burst. But the thing is, on the other side of the map now, if they can get the kill on Canscout, they're going to be able to counter him. He's not going to actually be able to have that search and rescue, of course, later on. But Syndrome has to be very careful as he approaches, because he's got stuns and whatnot coming out from the Ranger, the Druid, of course, as well. Bane's over on towards the other side of the map here with Scovo in the 2v2 now as Nag and Super come in, and in the end should be able to out-sustain these guys quite easily with the amount of condition damage that comes out. You can see Super dropping quite low as well, dropping to Syndrome just around the back of Keep at the moment, looking to potentially plus up here, maybe bring down Posey as well, but has to watch out for some of that damage and that Condi cleave that can come out just by getting into Reaper Shroud as well. Push Posey away. And now just trying to go for the extra damage here. Team fight over on this Henge node as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Car Crash with a bit of a outnumber going on as they do have Posey coming over to add to that fight, making it a 4 versus 3. But over on the other side of the map, we do see Canscout did get the decap over towards the mine. And he's going to be met there by Feroz as well, so that's going to be 1v1 for a little while.
Nice interrupt on Tage, actually, as he tries to go for the hammer damage. And then we see the nice distortion, which really, again, is helping Tage and other members to stay alive, puts that hammer down to actually, you know, give him some distance between himself and other members. And Tage has been very mobile with his abilities at the moment, but as we saw on the other side of the map, sorry, missing that 1v1, but did see him going into the downstate.
Syndrome went for the +1 as well, so was going to be able to finish that one off. And actually, Orange Logo with a 2-cap going on right now, and they're going to be able to overtake in points if they can keep this up. Posey looking to try get towards the midpoint, but he decides he has to back away from this one as he's in Moa form and he's not feeling too healthy. Will go into the downstate, and Orange Logo are looking to finish him off. However, the res looks like it is going to come out in the end, and they do manage to save their teammate. And importantly, saving that Necro, because in these team fights it's so crucial that you have the damage coming out from the Necro on your team. And they're just kind of being held at the Henge right now. Car Crash don't seem to be able to get themselves back out onto the map.
Yeah, I mean, they're really pushing them into a place where they can't come back unless they start to win some of this team fight action over here. But now Orange Logo is starting to slowly but surely pull away. But Tage has actually just been completely ignored and is going to get the decap on Henge quite easily, it looks like, as well. There we go, happening right now as they sustain and actually get the kill over on the midpoint. And Orange Logo kind of everywhere at the moment, just dipping in and out over towards the other side of the map. And Nagnag getting over on the midpoint as well. Not sure really what he's going to achieve here. It probably needs to just try and get out. He's just trying to defend and maybe even just get a little bit of extra damage onto Syndranir, put him into a down state. But in the end, of course, Farrell's going to be able to get the down state on him. And now on the other side of the map, we have got this team fight initiated once again. And Car Crash maybe having the same issue that Morguns did earlier. And how do we deal with this? You know, look at Posey. He's mowed right now. Syndranir gets on him, and he's just going to wreck him completely unless he comes out of that mower form. And in the end, he goes down. And we've got a lot of damage coming out from Tage and Tage and Syndranir there. Are they going to go for the res? Looks like we are actually going to see potential here.
Get that one, maybe. I don't
know.
Oh, then again, maybe not. He's kind of just been left there to bleed out. Baines will be able to just make sure no one can get the rest
on Blackjack. Oh, it does blink up to the top, and Tage is going to, Finker's trying to pull him down with a Virtue 1, actually. Just using that chain to pull him down from the top there. Obviously getting a little bit of damage as that is channeled onto him. Farrell's over towards the midpoint, just leaving that fight between himself and Nagnag. Can Scout now going up towards the midpoint as well for a little bit of a cheeky swap out there and a rotation for Nagnag out of that fight into a more damage-oriented situation. Now Orange Logo, like, they're focused so hard on the Henge node that, you know, they've lost the advantage they potentially had. And Car Crash, even though they've lost bodies, they've been able to sustain the map to a degree to bring them back into the game. Look at Can Scout coming in for the cheeky search and rescue, and that rotation from them from mid for him over towards this Henge was very, very strong for those guys. They do still lose super, but Orange Logo lose the advantage on the map.
Yeah, they certainly do. And actually, Orange Logo are running away with this game somewhat, but here we go. We've got Orange Logo decapping at the mine. Just as Car Crash were managing to get some points on the board immediately, Syndranir is there to answer on this thief. A little bit of a stutter going on there.
I think it's just like, whoa, what are you doing going into the Guardian here? Blackjack down on the other side of the map as well. And still
Posey looking for the res. Might be able to get this one. Baines trying to finish it, and they do manage to res Blackjack. And he is absolutely crucial in these team fights. Keeping that Elementalist there is going to be absolutely massive for keeping this Henge fight going. Car Crash, again, managed to take the mine for themselves. However, Nagnag has been taken down over towards the keep, and that is going to mean, oh no, Blackjack as well going down. Car Crash might be looking towards a wipe right now unless they can get Blackjack back up. Vapor Form is going to come on out just to try and keep him alive as long as he can, but I think they might be overextending for this.
Yeah, they've got two members down the map. Blackjack going down. Okay, fair enough, but how many cooldowns did they use to get him up? And Can Scout can reply with that, most of them. As he comes back into the point. Still has Avatar ready and waiting if he should so need. But they are going to respawn and move over towards, you know, Syndranir. You can just watch the map for Syndranir at the moment. Problem is, Tage has gone down versus Super over towards this midpoint. Baines trying to move over to potentially just keep the point in favour, which is obviously, you know, he's the Mesmer. He's going to be able to tank that out for a little bit of time here and wait for Syndranir to possibly come up for a +1. But he's going to be taken out. Syndranir can't really go for the res too effectively here, and you can see how much damage as he almost goes right down there. Syndranir should be able to survive and get out of this quite successfully. But the thing is, Scovo going down potentially elsewhere on the map as Tage comes in for the res here. Is he going to be able to get it? Looks like he's so close. Is he going to get some assistance? Syndranir comes in from the other side. Hammer 5 is going to lock down members there for a moment, and Tage is actually just going to go for the actual decap potentially. 5th skill as well, trying to lock them down to get the decap. Good ideas, good plans coming out from Tage, but unfortunately in the end, just not able to bring it out.
Honestly, this looked dominant for, or not dominant, but it looked really strong for Orange Logo starting this game off, but Car Crash seemed to have just kind of pulled themselves together, realized what's going on, and now they're starting to be able to fight back. And this is kind of what we saw in the first game with Orange Logo against More Guns. This new composition that people aren't used to dealing with was kind of like a bit of an issue for a little while, but then More Guns managed to pull themselves together and worked out what the counterplay was. It seems like Car Crash just starting to get that. They've got the 2 cap now, they're fighting for the mine, they've got a 2 versus 1 going. Can Scout is down over towards the middle of the map, so that keep will go in the way of Orange Logo.
Just jumping into Tage here over on the Henge as well, as we see the potential damage that comes out from Sinjinir, and they're trying to lock down Posey here. He's a really good target to pick out, and Tage is just over on the side, looking to potentially interrupt Super with his virtues there as well. But Sinjinir already bailing out of that as well to move on to his next target, potentially moving over for the mine now as well, as we see Posey just trying to kite away here, line the sight around the pillars as well as regenerate himself. Let's have a look at the side of the map.
I don't know what that noise is.
It's just a war horn, I think, from Posey. But look at Syndrome as it tries to jump onto Can Scout here. And Nagnak trying to defend with that Herald, of course. Signet of Stone comes out from the Ranger, of course, as well, which is going to, you know, no damage is going to come out from Syndra there at all. And he able to line of sight just down the bottom here, not able to get the port on him, unfortunately. And can get back up to full HP there, as well as having Search and Rescue up. And unfortunately, because we've seen so much focus on him, Feroz has kind of been left in the wind, and the focus comes back out. And nice movement, yeah, from Baines and from Syndra there, getting interrupt and movement on. They should be able to get some nice damage onto him, but really this game is starting to run away from them as a 110-point lead comes out. And is that a cheeky res from Mr. Kansgar?
He tried his best. Yeah, Moa comes out though. Blackjack is here as well. There's 3 people here, but I feel like putting 3 people on the mine right now is kind of overkill.
Good job. Yeah, I mean, it's tough for them to sustain. Like, if Syndrome is always +1ing and trying to get the decaps, that means they're always missing a man in a fight, you know. So it's really difficult for him to do that job and to do that task well. But here right now, like you said, I think you're about to say,
just threw away complete control of the map right there. They've almost a 3-cap for themselves. And Orange Logo are more than happy to just take those kills. They just threw 3 people at the mine for not really much reason. They all died, and now they've completely lost control of the map. We're going to see a 2-cap come out for Orange Logo here. This
is the comeback right here.
This is just silly mistakes coming out.
This is what we said earlier, but the thing is, and I feel like Orange Logo, oh no, Nagnak goes down. Syndrome arrives right at the right time there to bring him into downstate. Have we got a search and rescue from Kansgar? We haven't as of yet, unfortunately for him. He does have Signet of Stone, has to pop that, of course, because he's got members right on his bum, and then he's going to go into downstate, unfortunately, as well for him. And this is the comeback of Orange Logo right now, but Scovo dropping quite low on the other side of the map. He's going to be dropped by Posey as he's put some damage out as well, and Blackjack, and the members are going to try and make sure they get this cap and roll back into the map. Tage needs to get away right now, or at least, you know, maybe even keep these members here as we get the respawns coming out. But the thing is, they're on blue, they're on their side of the map, so now
Tage is waiting here. He's hoping nobody notices him off to the side so he can re-go for that decap once more, but Sin is here as well. Super is all on his own, and he's in a whole lot of trouble. He's not going to be able to fight this one for very long at all against the Dragon Hunter and the Peak. But actually, Sync is incredibly low.
That's the problem of entering into a fight to plus up against an engineer. Now, because of that fact, like I said before, Frowz goes down. But Scovo, just to get an easy res over on mid. Oh, they completely ignored that, making a massive mistake. You can see on the map. Look at Posey and Nagnag as they panic and move back up to top. And that's a really big mistake. And they're coming back hard in this game. And even though they plussed up on the side, they're still in a 2v1 over on the other side of the map. Super is doing a fantastic job there, and now Scovo moving back over towards the mid to try and sustain this. And they do have the mine node, and they will be able to bring the lead in their favour soon, but mid cap is taken by Car Crash.
It certainly is, and honestly, I'm not sure which way this game is going to go in the end, but we are going to see Super going down here finally over at the head. Manages to take that in as well. Tage should be able to
love that
finish that off in the get the res and then finish off Super in the end. But I feel like that was a little bit closer than it should have been right there for Orange Logo.
But Tage going down potentially if he's not careful.
Blackjack's here. He might look for the res onto Super if he can find it. That would be kind of overkill, maybe kind of risky, but he's going to go for it anyway. Blackjack looking for the res.
No way.
He's going to be able to start to get some heals off a little bit. CC comes out, but
pull him out,
there's the stomp. Does finally finish that one off, but Baines went down elsewhere on the map, and actually Can Scout looking to try and capture the mine. Does get interrupted in the end, but look over towards the middle point. Posey, completely uncontested, gets the gate, and it's Car Crash back in control of the map again.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, losing Baines, unfortunately, was a really, really big deal on the other side of the map. pardon me, it feels like Syndranir and Tage spent so long versus Super that the advantage was taken from Car Crash right there. Unfortunately, you know, they made that mistake, but they did build on it in the end. And now, over on this node, we have seen another drop coming out. We've seen a boss kill coming out as well from Tage over on this side of the map, over on Henge. Blackjack does go into downstate, which means they're giving the cap. But they're only even now, and the win is coming out from Car Crash right now.
As well.
Yeah, exactly.
Crash, so
this is over currently at the moment as the way things stand. Tage is going to try. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. But the problem is the Necro easily can deal with that and get back onto the point. Stun break, and he's back in.
Certainly isn't. I mean, the only way right now back in for Orange Logo is if they can get a decap somewhere, and if the Chieftain and Spania respawn, maybe. Yeah, and they're actually respawning right now. So this could potentially be a swing if they can find a decap somewhere. Nagnag getting incredibly low towards the middle point of this map, and if they can do it, but they've only got 15 points remaining on Car Crash's score. I don't think it's going to be quick enough right now because the second boss, as you say, isn't respawning. 9 points remaining, 7. It's slowly but surely ticking away, and Car Crash have secured themselves this victory. First game is going to go their way. Only a 50-point difference, though, and honestly, the Healing Wave on staff that removes condies from you and your allies, especially in this Necro meta, is very, very powerful.
Yeah, he's got a lot of survival, a lot of utility, and, you know, control as well with the stuff, like you say. Bit of stealth coming up from Orange Logo here. Not completely surprising, as they're coming over towards this side of the map, looking to burst down. Can scout out of any of the targets. Obviously, you know, he's got Signet of Stone, and Posey has got Reaper Shroud as well.
This hasn't worked. Oh, it does get the heal off at the second. I thought Feroz was just going to drop without managing to heal then.
Yeah. But looking at Baines as well over on this side of the map. Portal back means he's going to 1v1 Super now. A lot of damage comes out onto him. Baines actually portal, ping pong portal over here on the north side of the map. And actually Nagnag is going to go down over towards the mid.
As well.
And can scout. So this is good movement from Orange Logo, answering the calls and moving around the map now quite well. And, you know, they did a good job versus this team before. Versus more guns earlier in the day.
This is what we've been seeing from Orange Logo every game. They get a decent start. They manage to get some kills on the board. They win the early fights. Can they keep it up? Can they keep the pressure on and turn it into something more? Because each team has a side node right now, and somehow we need to see Orange Logo take control.
This is a really good. This is a good Moa, but they need to. You know, Baines has used it without any real support here of anyone else, unfortunately. It feels like it was to get away, but he actually pushed back onto him. He's just trying to distract while the rest of the team move over to this midpoint, try and get the burst down on Blackjack. And that was a good plan from Baines and the team in the end, and because they've got the kill down onto him. Now let's have a look and see where Can Scout is. He's over on the quarry currently and can't get the res. But Baines going down, of course, isn't the best thing in the world. Everyone commits. Look at Car Crash. They're doing what they used to do, Darren. You've learned from this. They're going to get ruined here. Absolutely. And Posey downstate, Super downstate, Blackjack finished and dead. Nagnag going to be dropped surely next with Tage and Syndranir in the distance. But the thing is, Car Crash, 2 side caps. They get involved so hard into these team fights that they're missing out on the sides. And that's actually very similar to what happened before. And they need to start moving out over towards the quarry to at least get a decap, but they want to keep rolling with these kills, and they could snowball it back into their favor potentially. But I don't know.
Can Scout is going to get the res in this fight, but Nagnag, as Can Scout gets up, immediately drops down, and I don't think anyone's going to be able to save the day for him right now. And Orange Logo, they're managing to snowball each and every kill into another one, and that's the key thing. They're keeping this man advantage in their favor. They're not allowing the respawns and the regroup to happen right now. Can Scout drops once more, but will get rezzed by Super. Nice pick up there. And Can Scout will be able to just jump into his base for safety and maybe head over towards the quarry, because over at the quarry we do see Syndranir playing that thief, playing an absolute blinder on that thief, honestly, today. We'll be able to... In fact, gets the full cap on the quarry as well, which we've usually just seen him going with the decaps. We've not actually seen much of actual capping coming out from him.
Yeah,
it's kind of just been a nuisance, not actually like managed to get many points, but this time he actually does manage to get
It's a lot to do with that, you know, outnumbering for other teams on the map, because he can get the quick decap, which means that they have to pull out, and then Syndrome can outnumber elsewhere while that happens. But they have to be able to survive while he's doing that, and currently they're able to. Points, it's pretty even as it is at the moment. Farrell's does look like he's going to be. It's not going to drop here. Super's got the elixir gun out, trying to just weaken him and slow him down as he moves away. But it should be okay here, really. Tage elsewhere on the map as well, just guarding Farrell's as well. And now Tage trying to get the port actually onto Super. A nice hammer to actually make sure that he's not going to be able to come back into this midpoint here. Just, Tage just trying to hold down the point. To hold down the area as the rest of his team are trying to get damage and progress elsewhere, but they're not able to get it right now.
Yeah, and this is again what we were talking about. Orange Logo have a fantastic start. They get control, but then it just seems to slip away. Canscout does go down though, so again, managing to win out these skirmishes, managing to get the kills on the board, and honestly, the amount of kills they've got, I feel like, is the reason that the points are so close right now.
Waterfall currently is open, so this is where Syndrome obviously moves over towards the waterfall, but I feel like he was almost too slow and obviously pulls out defense field, and Tage thinks about coming in, and maybe they could have just, they don't want to do that again because they did that in the last game and it didn't pay off for them too well at all. Nagnag might drop here, but Baines does first. Blackjack looking like he's going to go for the down, but we are going to see the rally coming out as well as Nagnag is dropped here. Baines porting out there as well means that they might be able to get a potential kill, decap over on the quarry with a fight involved, but that's what they're relying upon here at the moment. That's a good amount of cleave down onto Posey's body.
So close to getting up there, but they just can't finish him off, and Canscout is going to drop as well. Committed way too hard for that one, and they're going to start to lose these side points for that. But Blackjack is going to be here to defend.
This is the thing, though. While we've been seeing them getting kills, and like we've both been saying throughout the night with these guys, where is then moving out? Yeah, that's cool. But the thing is, they're getting so many points on the board. They're still not. They're kind of rolling up the ball of snow, but they're not pushing it down the hill. Do you know what I mean?
They're making the giant snowball, and they're making a slightly smaller one and a slightly smaller one, and building a snowman. Yeah. But that's not really the goal in Guild Wars. I've not seen many teams win just by building snowmen just yet.
That was so random, man.
I don't know. Super trying to escape here. Does have his heal available.
The point you're making, I think, is they're not able to do that now. It's starting to happen, but look what they've done. They've left Waterfall open, okay, and mid is currently the Elementalist is just following here, but they need to pick up these kills, and this is why they're still remaining here. And if they can, this will be really strong comeback into the map, but not able to interrupt fully there. Canscout does drop. Down. They don't want to try. No, Blackjack is here actually.
Well, Feroz gets rally though.
Yeah, very quickly on Canscout's death. Unfortunately, as the pike goes right through his body. And now, still got the mid-cap. They are coming back. So, Iron can eat my hat. I don't have one with me, unfortunately, but maybe later. And now, indeed, Bane's dropping quite low here as well, but he should be absolutely fine on the side of things. No one from Car Crash really picking him up, actually, which is kind of surprising. And he's actually going to go down, potentially just because he starts to move into the fight rather than actually anyone focusing hard on him. And we're going to see Chaos Storm dropped as well. Farrell's and Sin starting to move back towards the midpoint, knowing that the decap has happened, so they're not able to get the kills quick enough to get a massive advantage of, but they have come back into the game.
They certainly have. They've started to even things up a little bit, and now it's going to be about whether or not they can keep this performance off. This has been the story of Orange Logo in the series today. It's been, okay, we're back in the game. Okay, we're ahead in the game. Can we keep it going? Canscout now is going to go down for us, desperate, just trying to cut away. We'll be able to get his heal up, so she'll be able to survive a little bit longer. Canscout goes down in the mid, but Waterfall has been captured by Car Crash. Sin just looking to try and get that decap as fast as possible. Should be able to finish that one off as everyone's distracted with Feroz.
I wonder if Sin can get the res here. I would... that's difficult versus Super. That's very risky.
He's going for it.
Yeah. I thought he would.
Look for this one for
He's going to try it, but he's going to regret it if he does, I think. He knows that he's not going to be able to get that. That's difficult versus the Engineer, to be honest. You can't blame Sin for trying, that's for sure. But he does, like you say, get the decap there as well. We do see the Necro and the Engineer still over on that side of the map. It's not lost yet for Orange Logo, not by a long shot. They don't want to. They're not going to give up, obviously. Bane's very low HP as he pushes towards mid, defending himself there with the shield, of course, trying to get the interrupts. And, oh, nice fear as well comes out from the team as we see
nice blink gets him away. But
just about.
Posey is going
to chase. Look at the portal as well.
Portal.
Good job. Yes.
Gets himself to safety and will survive the fight after all.
I'm loving this communication, but Scovo is going to go down. He needs some kind of support. Just as I'm trying to talk.
The communication.
Own communication with myself. But the communication between the Orange Logo guys at the moment, it's not looking too bad, really, as a team. It's actually very surprising, to be fair, with the amount of time that they've had to practice together, maybe, and the reactions of the last week and what's going on. Obviously, I don't know. I haven't asked the question of how much they've been scrimming because I haven't found out the roster until very, very recently. But, I think this feels quite positive, if that makes sense. I know they're losing a lot. And they're being 2-cap with potential 3-cap as well over on the other side of the map. I like some of this work. There's some good coordination here. They're making the best out of the situation they're currently in. They're playing well. It's very exciting at the moment from both teams, actually. Car Crash is starting to be able to deal with this as well. And I just can't wait. This is like almost a preview of what maybe could come out in a balanced patch in the future. Are we going to see a Daredevil? Are we going to see a Guardian being main class? Are these possibilities, is it going to be possible that we're going to see this? I mean, is the Thief going to be strong enough to come up versus, say, the Revenant? Scovo, nice Vapor Form portal there for him to get the survival, potentially, with the Slick Shoes from Super over on the midpoint. Easy res, easy life.
Beautiful stuff coming out from Orange Logo, but it's not enough because Tage goes down elsewhere on the map, and it is still a 2-cap here for Car Crashed, and they're getting dangerously close to a Lord Rush right now. They're on that 350 point horizon.
They don't have the portal though. At least that's one thing for these guys. So if Orange Logo can really push it a bit more.
We saw one without a portal earlier today. It's not beyond imagination.
That's very true.
Scovo will be going down here in the midpoint. Oh, actually got Vapor Form.
Oh, we got decap.
Oh dear.
We both oh dear in unison. And the rest of the team now, they haven't got enough momentum and sustain here to keep themselves up. And at the moment, they're losing bodies left, right, and center. It feels like this is the end of the game for Orange Logo so far.
Losing bodies far, close, and mid. Yeah, I mean, Quarry going to get decapped here by Tage, but I do feel like it's too little too late at this stage. 200 to 400 points. Car Crash well in the lead with 2-caps still ticking them points on in. And honestly,
Syndrome walks past the corpse of poor old Baines there. Decap coming out over on the waterfall for these guys from Syndrome, of course. Super could go down mid, actually. Foros could get nice damage, but Blackjack does come in with some nice healing and support of his own, as well as Super. Yeah, that was a really good Slick Shoes. Wow. Yeah,
that's how you secure a kill with Slick Shoes right there, boys.
Super is performing ridiculously well today, and let's just double check. He hasn't changed his amulet. Obviously, the Engineer, very survivable, even playing like such a damage-orientated build with the hammer, of course, and the utility that comes with that gyro and the stealth gyro. But here, Car Crash defeating Orange Logo once again. And quite successful. Yep. Well, they've done okay today. Orange Logo, obviously 2 defeats, but I think there are some positive things to take away from this.
Yeah, and I think as well, like, playing composition that's not exactly favoured in the current meta. I think considering
that's one way of putting it.
Like,
definitely not favoured, but very awesome to watch. And
yeah,
actually,
and they've done a very good job with it as well.
Yeah,
they've actually made things happen and given people a run for their money with this composition. So, very good job by Orange Logo, and congratulations to them on. Well, congratulations is not really the right words, but from myself, from Charnold, from Jebro, from production, we're going to say goodnight, and we will see you guys in a couple of weeks' time.